So not to get into spoilers literally like before the like 20-second mark, do you think people are going to draw Luigi doing that kissy face?
Oh, for sure. They're gonna do animations of him doing his whole thing.
It's I can't wait for the memes.
Oh yes.
I cannot wait. Welcome to kind of a full circle moment for us. Fucking unfortunately Chase couldn't be here with us for this one.
Yeah.
He's off. He's too busy being the best man to one of our friends' weddings. In one of their weddings. So yeah, we have a high school friend. Actually, I've known him for slightly longer, but he got way more attached to Chase, and he invited him out to the wedding, and he's the best man. So that's awesome. And that's happening. You know, they're doing prep and stuff around the time we're recording this and everything. We went and saw the Mario Galaxy movie day one. We were gonna do some speculatory podcast episodes about like the sneak peeks and trailers, the way we did with the first movie. But when I asked Chase about that idea, he was like, I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, we did that when we were trying to figure out, you know, like the direction and the feel for like
to see what they were gonna do with this Mario movie and with the first one.
The idea of a CGI Mario movie. How's it gonna be done? So now that we know,
especially by Illumination.
Yeah.
So.
But no, they've proven themselves tenfold. That first movie is so fucking good. So we're established. We have our characters. We have our cast. Dude, the freaking response, the reactions to seeing the cast, the basic cast, mind you, for both movies, night and day.
Oh, yes.
I love it because everyone laughed at, you know, Chris Pratt's Mario, Charlie Day's Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser. This is going to get really weird and it's probably not going to be good, said everybody else, but, you know, I had faith in them. But especially when the previews came out, Mario was like still like the, you know, divisive one around that time.
I had cautionary faith in it. I was like, I want it to be good, but if it's Illumination and with how they've been, and it's like, I don't know.
But then come the Galaxy movie cast listing, and people were cheering. Streamers were cheering like, yes, let's go! Fucking turnaround immediately. I love it. I love it. You love to see it. So,
absolute cinema.
Just as Luigi said.
Yes.
That was cinema. Oh my god, where do we even begin with this? Okay, so we're going to do, of course, because this is still going to be, you know, so fresh and so new and so, like, you know...
Yeah, I guess we should preface by saying that during this recording, we just came back from the theater. After
we literally just
watched the movie. So
minutes ago. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. And we were talking on the way back, so we're trying to figure out...
Try not to say too much,
no,
but
yeah. We're trying to figure out what to say for non-spoiler stuff.
And no, but I was saying we were in the car trying not to say too much to each other because we wanted to keep it for this.
We have thoughts, we have things we want to say, and we have some speculatory things and stuff like that.
Oh,
and then...
boy, do we.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, likewise, as he said, we are going to do non-spoilers first, as much as humanly possible, and then we're going to do spoilers.
Then we're going to talk about everything.
Like all the shit. Oh my god. Holy crap. Okay, so let's start before getting into the movie, like proper from the let's talk about the previews just super quick. Because things they showed off there, someone from one of the posters, we'll just say it, you know. We'll elaborate on that character later, which will kind of end up somewhat spoilery, sort of whatever. But we can mention that Fox is in the movie.
Yeah.
So at the very least, we'll say that.
At this point, it's not even a spoiler. So
I mean, Nintendo officially fucking put out a poster and said, "Here, look."
Yeah.
Kind of wish they didn't.
Yeah, I wish they did.
But I mean, whatever. So when the initial there was the teaser trailer, which made it, you know, they said, okay, here's the next Mario movie. Oh, it's a Mario Galaxy themed movie. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, what?
My initial reaction to it was, you're playing with fire here, because Mario Galaxy is like the Mario game of Mario games, where it's like,
it's like, so fucking beloved.
It's such a beloved game, and like it's so well made, and that story of it is so well done, and it's like you're gonna make a movie adaptation of this beloved game, this really popular one, and it's like, where okay, then it's like it becomes where's the direction for this? Considering that Mario Galaxy's story is so like it's so unlike a Mario game, like a typical Mario game, that it's like how can you adapt this into a film form?
Well, let's start off with, the actual first little teaser trailer. That didn't show a whole lot, but it showed off Rosalina, and I'm like, oh my god. There's a lot we have to get into. Oh my god, I just realized my brain is like fucking everywhere right now. I mean, of course, I went insane because, again, Rosalina, like, first Mario character themed crush that I had. And so seeing her like in the cinematic form, I'm just like, holy fuck. You have the music, you have, for Galaxy to go, it was the first Mario game to have orchestral music, and they are keeping that up to this day. And then for it to go into a movie score, it's just like match made in heaven. Literally, like, you can't top Galaxy's soundtrack. It's, I mean, you can. Other soundtracks that have come out after are up there. Of course, Wonders, Odysseys, like fucking great soundtracks. But Galaxy is like, for me, I think for you too. Like, I don't want to speak fully for you, but like, in my opinion, Galaxy is. I have the soundtrack. I just pulled it out from my shelf. I have the official from Club Nintendo. Don't mess with me. I fucking love this game.
No, I mean, it's fair to say we both love Mario Galaxy.
Well,
it's like we grew up with that shit.
I was gonna say, it goes deeper than just liking it when we saw it. I mean, the thing is, again, right? If you've heard past podcasts before about like Nintendo consoles or what have you, Mario even, we did a Mario games podcast. We've mentioned numerous times, Sunshine was our first 3D Mario game, our first
full 3D
fully fledged, full 3D Mario game that we played. But Galaxy, and that was because, again, I wanted, the GameCube for Smash Brothers, Melee, and all that. But then Mario came out, and we happened to get Mario. We just kind of happened to get it, right?
Yeah.
And it was fun. I love that game too. Galaxy was the first time. Galaxy 2 would be the first Mario game we actually followed, and I saw the E3 trailer for and got fucking hyped. But like Galaxy 1, if I didn't tell the story before, which I might have, I'll tell it again super quickly. Vic's birthday was coming up that year, and Mom and I went to go to like Target or whatever, and we were trying to figure out what to get him and everything, and I saw Galaxy, and I was like, oh, they made a new Mario. That was before I was following anything, so I was like, oh, there's a new Mario game. And at first, Mom was hesitant because she was like, well, wait, how many Mario games do you even have? Like, are you like that much of a fan of Mario? I'm like, yeah, we have like Smash Brothers, he's in that. We have Mario Sunshine. Around that time too, I think we had gotten our Game Boys and we had Mario Advance or whatever, so like, that we were starting to like, that was our toe in the water to like the pool that was Mario.
Well, so safe to say we've had enough Nintendo things to be like, yeah, we're in on this.
We're in on Mario. Yeah, and Galaxy was the first one.
We're hooked on the brothers. So
and so for Galaxy, like, that was the first game we saw in the store and bought it, and and also, to boot, it was for your birthday. So like,
and also I want to preface that before we even knew about like Mario Galaxy, the only Mario thing that I can at least remember around that time was the infamous video that we always keep referencing with each other, where we got the Wii the first time, and that and in my excitement,
Super Paper Mario.
In my excitement, I was like, Mario Party 8 and Super Paper Mario. I mentioned those two games by name.
Yeah.
And those were the only ones that I knew of, and because I was like, oh, we could get these games now.
You did say that, yeah. I do remember that. I remember that.
That's what I remember. That's what I was most excited for. I didn't even know about Galaxy until we got it.
We didn't know it was a thing, yeah.
And then we played it, and we were like, holy fuck.
At least that's how I remember it. I can't remember if I actually knew about Mario Galaxy before we went to go pick out a present for you, but seeing it there was the deciding factor of. Mom was asking me like, so that's what you want to get him? I'm like, yes. Because I want to play it too, obviously. Like, it's something we can play together. And I fucking love that game. Obviously, we both love it. And again, seeing Rosalina, I was just like, I fell in love. It sounds stupid. I have a girlfriend. Shut up. But you know, it obviously we're heavily attached to it.
Yes.
Like many other Mario fans are. So that you need to know this going into this movie because again, hefty expectations. It's the second Mario film. The first one had to really give us the feel of Mario and like going for a more simplistic story and bringing some Odyssey in there with Bowser and Peach's wedding. Like that, it made sense to do it that way. They did it very cleverly. With this, there was a lot riding on this because you're calling it Mario Galaxy, so you are primarily basing it off of 2 games in particular.
Yeah, both of which are beloved, but Mario Galaxy 1 more so is...
Since it's the first one.
It's the first one, but it's also the one that people, I think, remember more than 2.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I hardly ever hear about Galaxy 2.
The thing is, Galaxy 2, like, streamlined the Galaxy kind of, like, formula, but it started what would later become, like, that, like, very... I'm forgetting the fucking word, but I learned it from Game Maker's Toolkit. It's a Japanese phrasing. It's about like the 3 or 4 act like structure. And I think that was mainly a thing for plays and stuff. But Nintendo and their level designers like really like attached that to the level design and how it teaches you how to play a Mario game. It started in Galaxy 2, arguably in Galaxy 1, but it really became more prominent in Galaxy 2. Was kind of expanded on a little more in 3D Land, but then became it came into its own with the level design and became really nice and by 3D World, but Galaxy is where it started. I forgot where we're going with that, but just suffice to say that Galaxy is very good. But again, basing this movie solely like really like the focus and the theme is of Galaxy, so like you can have a lot of fun with that, and thankfully they do. I have, again, I'll speak for myself, a couple little things. I don't know if I would call them necessarily like legit criticisms, like, oh, if I was rating this with letters, it'd be knocked down to like a B-rated movie or something. I don't know about that, but I have some like little tiny thoughts, and I feel like others will probably as well.
Yeah.
Again, we'll get into it.
Yeah, also just give my own thoughts as well on some things, just here and there, just without with trying to go off like without bias or anything like that. Just purely like from like a movie perspective and stuff like that.
Having Yoshi, of course, was teased in the post credits of the first one.
Yeah. Can I say, Donald Glover did a good job as Yoshi? Like, because it's just kind of like, oh,
you could have just didn't even have to say that was him. You could have put anyone in that role, but like thankfully, like they really hit like Totaka's like Yoshi, like he nailed it.
Yeah, he nailed it, and I was like, huh, he stayed cute throughout the movie.
He did. Yoshi was fucking adorable.
I love Yoshi.
Give him a little attitude, a little personality.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna go through as many references as we can remember that we saw. I'm sure there's plenty we missed because we only saw it the one time. So
yeah, I can't wait to watch I can't wait to go on YouTube.
Things you missed, details.
35 details you missed in the background of Mario Galaxy.
40 for the 40th anniversary.
40. Yeah, true.
So yeah, with the previews and everything, getting some Yoshi, the Toast Arena getting Toast Arena like as a bit more of somewhere they get to go to was super sick.
Instead of it being a passing thing in the first movie, they were like, okay, no, they're going there because of Yoshi.
Getting the Odyssey, the dinosaur was awesome. And we'll get into more about Odyssey stuff later, but like that was hilarious. So in seeing how the thing that people were concerned about this time around by seeing the previews wasn't the casting, the voices, the direction. It was more so
how much Galaxy is in the Mario Galaxy
How much Galaxy
movie.
Representation is actually in the Galaxy movie, considering we're getting like Yoshi's Island and fucking like all these other things, Mario 2 with the casino scene and stuff, and so like there is a lot. This follows in what the first movie did, in which yes, they created a basic plot line, a very prominent plot line, and it's based off of a very prominent game in the series, but then there's a lot more that's going on around it too that are just big old references to past games and stuff, which is what the first movie did. So it's more of that. If that's what you loved about the first movie, it's still here.
Yeah,
like you don't have to worry. There's deep cut references, small little things, everything from musical cues to the goddamn like little sound effects they make. It's all there. Yoshi still goes like they do it. The little fucking sound effect when he hatches. They didn't have to do that, and they did it.
I, is it spoiler territory? I guess I'm not sure. I was gonna say I like that scene with Yoshi explaining his backstory.
That was funny.
Of how he ended up going.
Well, okay. I guess yes. Let's get into the actual movie proper now. Timestamp. High 15 minutes or so in.
Okay, so we're now just gonna go all in.
Because I mean that was as much as the previews really showed us. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like the Star Festival, like all the stuff that was all the like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it wasn't. It was Peach's birthday, which is so cool. You know, they've done stuff like that before. So as far as the previews, because the thing is, with showing some Rosalina and then showing like a bunch of other stuff happening around that, I was like, okay, so what's the plot? Like, what is the actual plot? Because the previews never really like
elaborated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see the big old planet and stuff, but it's like, okay, well, all right, so we're going to the center of the universe. That's the first game after all, or like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah,
what's Rosalina's actual role besides here I am, right? Like, what is she going to be doing? Which we'll get into.
Yeah, so in terms of like how much galaxy is in our galaxy, so I thought that
there's still plenty. There's still plenty.
There's still plenty of stuff. But I was thinking that I thought they were gonna go to the center of the universe, which would have been the first game, and I thought they were gonna visit more planets, or at the very least, I thought that as they were traveling, I thought you would see familiar planets fully, and there are set pieces from different planets where it's like you can recognize, like, oh, there's a little ring thingy from Gusty Garden, or like here's this from that planet and whatnot. So you at least get that.
Even Honeyloon, they're barely there. I thought they were going to stay there for a little longer.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Did I say Honeyloon? Sorry, I was thinking Honey. Yeah, Honey Hive.
And even then, like they changed some of the galaxies as well. Like Honey Hive wasn't. I didn't think that they were at Honey Hive, honestly.
They did show some previews of what it looked like, but I forgot too that they were going there. And that felt more like the first movie, how they have to go and see Cranky in them. So I thought we were going to be doing that. I also thought they were going to play more on the royalty aspect. Like Bowser never even mentions to her that he's like, he's the king of the Koopas. So like from royalty to, like a king to a queen, like, let them go and I'll be in their place or whatever. So I thought there'd be more of like, because that's what they do in the first one. Peach is there being like, okay, I'm royalty and you're sort of royalty, I guess, Cranky. So let's talk, and you get like some of it again. So
I like that they continue to let Peach be a badass in this movie as well, because she was pretty much a badass in the first one, and with this one, it's just kind of like, yeah, she's still the same.
Okay, so speaking of badass, let's start proper at the beginning of the fucking movie, where it opens going through space, and then we get to the observatory. It's already like sailing through, so I'm like, okay, fuck, awesome. And then she makes her grand fucking appearance.
Yeah, I was like, of course they're gonna fucking reveal Rosalina to come from a fucking light inside the room.
When she revealed,
which yes, I know, I looked over at
when she revealed herself, I grabbed Victor.
Yes, he did. He grasped my arm, and I was like, "Yep, there it is."
I was just so in fucking awe.
But I was also like,
I turned to him and I said, "Absolute fucking goddess."
Which, yeah, I agree.
I was just so enamored. I was like, holy fuck. I fell in love all over again. Holy fuck. So yeah, they make her a fucking badass in the beginning. She does some awesome ass shit. They still catch her in the end, though. She's still captured. The reason why does still make sense. It still works. But let's just get this out of the way real quick. Just rip the Band-Aid off. One of my things, which I'm sure everyone else will say too, especially others who love Rosalina as a character, I do wish she had more screen time.
At least she at least did more. Because you know what else I was thinking? I was like, why? I get why they use Rosalina, but they could have easily just been like, here's our Grand Star. Because there is no mention of the Grand Stars. You're right. Yeah, or even just the Power Stars or whatever. Like,
well, that would have been a big step up from the first movie where he just wanted a Power Star.
I mean, yeah, true.
So to have like a Grand Star would have been like a step up in this movie to like.
Yeah, and because in the first game, especially like when you start the game and you're doing the little beginning area and whatnot, and you get the first Grand Star, it's in a machine thing.
Yeah.
So so Grand Stars,
They could
especially,
have done that. You're right.
like they power machinery, so they could. I was like, I thought they were gonna do that. Like I thought that Rosalina would have been out for like a little bit, and then they would have her with everyone else, and then like collectively, then they would go to
Hit their asses and stuff.
to save the day and whatnot.
The thing is, I personally...
But again, what they did is just again what they did, it still works, but I kind of thought that's where they were gonna go, and they didn't. So like, well, okay.
Well, because I personally wasn't expecting her to be in, have a whole lot of screen time. Like she's in every scene or whatever. There obviously has to be the moment where they all come together. It like sort of happens. The thing I fear that people are going to be really complaining about with Rosalina is the whole Luigi situation from the first one. Like, the fact that... And actually, to speak on that super briefly, they get a lot more screen time together in this one, Mario and Luigi. How do you call the Super Mario Brothers movie the Super Mario Brothers movie when the Mario Brothers in this movie are barely together, right? And instead there's a bit of a role reversal where Luigi's the damsel in distress and Peach is the one that's teaming up with Mario to save him. So like, it was a cool play on the formula, but I think they felt, okay, let's do some kind of a proper Mario story where yes, a princess does get kidnapped and they have to go save her. So that they use Rosalina for that. The funny thing about that is I've always, before this movie and every time I bring up why I like and love really Rosalina so much is because one of the reasons is that, yeah, in Galaxy, she just needs help getting the Grand Stars back and the Power Stars. She needs to power up the observatory. Bowser stole the stars. She's not kidnapped. She just needs help. So Mario comes along and saves and helps her out.
Yeah.
So that's, and then she's barely in Galaxy 2, but, whatever. But here, it's like, okay, the one time, I'm boasting that she doesn't get kidnapped, she's a badass and this and that, and she, her entire, Peach has a castle, but this bitch has a fucking whole ass, her home is a spaceship. So that's really fucking way cooler. And then she gets caught. However, we'll speak a bit more about that later. Because there were moments where we kept cutting from Peach and Toad to like Mario and Luigi and Yoshi and them, and I'm like, this is really sick how they're setting all this stuff up. Where is Rosalina? Like, even if she's captured, what is happening to her? Like, when's that going to be revealed?
Yeah.
Even that reveal doesn't happen for a while. They just nab her, and then it's like, okay, so let's go. They did a clever job, kind of concealing Bowser Jr. initially, again, in the previews, because when they showed Rosalina off, and then they were like, Rosalina, you must come with me. I thought that was Bowser. Because they distorted the voice. And even in the movie, the voice is distorted, but it's Bowser Jr.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or maybe it was just like some enemy or something that they sent to get her or something, and then like she would have like blown it up or something, and then they would have gone after her or something like that.
The thing is,
that's what I thought. I didn't think it was Bowser Jr.
Yeah. But no, I mean, how we saw Rosalina as they introduced her in those initial trailers and things, that's the first scene here.
Yes.
So, she takes up Mickle like a fucking badass. Still gets caught, unfortunately, but to see her do all that stuff.
What I thought was really cool, and I feel like this was intentional, and I told you this, the way they revealed Bowser Jr. in Megaleg was very reminiscent of Mario Sunshine when you defeat Mecha Bowser and like the eye head patch opens up and it shows him. Like in Sunshine, it's
even down to the fact that they reverse kind of the situation. I think this was intentional. It felt like they reversed the situation because a Luma comes up and says, "Leave my mama alone." Instead of Bowser Jr. being the one to say that to Mario in Sunshine. But it was a weird little... And I'm wondering if that was intentional, but I caught that.
It has to be. It has to be.
I was like, that's weird that he's having that said to him instead of him saying it,
Which, I mean, again...
It was cool.
Like, the more we talk about it, it makes sense why I feel like it makes sense why they did that. And I do like it.
And again, even with Rosalina being captured for most of the movie, but then how Peach is the one who has more of this connection. Again, it's kind of hard to talk about without spoilers. We'll get into more of that in the spoiler section, but like, it's cool to see what they did with it, basically. And again, there's so much we have to get into with that later on. So that, unfortunately, that's kind of all of Rosalina we're going to talk about for the moment in this podcast.
Yeah.
She's obviously going to come up again later. But
also, I will say, I don't know how, because...
Looks great, sounds great, she's pretty as fuck, I love her. Okay.
Okay, actually, two things. One, I like that for all the new cast members, for all the other characters, I think they all nailed their roles really, really well.
Oh yeah.
Like like casting, like I don't know why. It's Brie Larson, right? As Rosalina.
Yes.
Like she did a hell of a good job
did a
as
great job.
Rosalina. And like she definitely captured that motherly personality that Rosalina has,
Yes.
especially with the Lumas.
Yes.
I'm already forgetting his name, but Bowser Jr., his voice actor, he did a really good job. At first I was kind of about his voice, but
He sounded a little weird, but the more we were watching him,
as we were watching the movie, I was like,
he
I was like, he fits.
Yeah, he grew on me.
It was kind of like Chris Pratt, where it was kind of like getting used to it at first, and then as the movie just continued on, I was
You're
like,
like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I vibe with this.
Yeah.
I can fuck with this. But yeah, like...
And this won't be a play-by-play either. Again, not that we would remember all the scenes in order.
Oh, no, yeah.
But we'll just go...
Yeah, we're
gonna
go
riff.
through it.
We're gonna riff, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was one. I liked the new actors and how they did their roles. Two, there was, talking about references real quick, I swear to God, and I don't know if it is, so in the opening of the movie, it shows that Rosalina is doing the storybook to tell the story with the Lumas.
You can't hit me
And-
hold on. You cannot hit me that fucking early with her backstory. Fucking, I could feel the tears. I'm like, you can't do that to me, man. It's not her backstory she's telling, obviously. It's about Peach and Mario. They want to hear
in the background.
They want to hear the story about the Mario Brothers, but the fucking music, dude. I'm telling you.
But yeah, so as she's going to pick that book, it shows a brief shot of the bookshelf and some of the other books lying there. And on the side, I swear to God, I have to see it again if it is. I thought that one of the books was the Dark Prognosticus from Super Paper Mario. Because it looked like it. I saw some patterns that looked familiar to me, and I was like, I did the Leo DiCaprio me. I was like, I'm pointing at the fucking screen where I was like, is that what I think that is? Because if it is, that would have been so fucking good. Because I was like...
That would be insane. That would be an insane fucking pull.
It would be...
Again, the attachment. The fact of, Vic saying Super Paper Mario in that fucking Wii clip. Which, again, we don't have it. If I could... It's somewhere, but I'm not going to pull it up or try to get the time to find it or whatever. Play the audio or whatever. But, like... Because I would. I would. I already would have. I would have.
I know you would.
You can hear 5-year-old Vic.
Yes.
And 10-year-old me. Get excited over the Wii. Jesus Christ. Do you realize that was 20 years ago?
Why'd you hit me in the soul, man?
God damn.
You pierced my fucking heart with that.
Technically 11. But that was... or 11. 21, I mean. But 20 years ago... 21.
But no, yeah.
So the attachment, Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario, that is like our favorite Paper Mario.
It was our first.
It's
Paper
the black
Mario,
sheep one, but I fucking love it. I love the story, and so
I love the
for a
story
reference like that, point being like, oh my God.
Yeah, I have to see it again to see if that's what even it was.
I feel a lot of these cuts and these references were for us. You and me, specifically. Again, we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
The climax had us going, oh my God.
Yes, I heard you say
what?
I heard you say out loud.
I said it out loud. I was like, what? Like, I can hear other people in the audience too, but I was we were friends and I'm like, what?
It was so...
I'm all clapping. I'm just like, oh my God. But again, we'll get there into spoilers.
Yeah. We'll get there later, but yeah, it was like...
So, because we're going to fucking gush. We are so going to gush.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, so where else do we go with this? You talked about the fight choreography.
Yes, oh my God.
Which is very good in this movie.
I think so good.
I think even better than the first one.
Yeah, no, because when Bowser Jr. comes in and he's fighting Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi and whatnot, it's so fast-paced, it's so flowy.
They don't cut very much at all.
Yeah, you see, and the fact that Bowser Jr.
There's tension. There's legit tension.
Yeah, the fact that he's fighting so fucking hard just to save Bowser, and it's like, it's like, oh my God,
it feels
like he's aggressive.
The fight scenes, even in the first movie, they feel like Smash Brothers trailers.
Yes.
If you think about how they reveal characters in like Wii U and 3DS trailers and in the Ultimate trailers, like they're so fucking like hardcore, fast paced. Like
Mm-hmm.
these characters mean business, and it's to show how epic and cool they are.
Mm.
Same deal here. Like
Oh yeah,
it's that
exactly.
same energy,
Mm-hmm.
which is
so
super.
good.
Yeah, super cool. There's also a very
also just yeah, just even later again when we get into
spoiler.
near the ending and stuff like that. Like yeah, I'll gush more about the fight choreography then. But yes, I thought it was really good. I thought it was amazing.
There's kind of a theme here too. I don't think it's. I'm not sure if it's an intentional theme on their part, but it's something. It's a connection I made, and I can kind of talk about it now. But I'll talk. I'll drop it now. I'll elaborate later, because it involves Rosalina and stuff. But I think there was this kind of a theme, and this kind of like a in the storytelling with how the characters are talking to each other, and it leaving a legacy is or leading that legacy as well. I think is kind of like because with how little Rosalina is in the movie, they talk about her and they show things about her. You feel it. You feel like how big of like a presence she is within the fact of protector of the cosmos. Mm. So I don't know. There's something about that that's just very, very fucking interesting, and it happens in one scene. Again, can't talk about it right now, but as far as those characters and that connection goes, that's where that theme plays. But the theme also really, really shines through within Bowser and Bowser Jr. Mm-hmm. Of course, having scenes with each other, you have to have them interacting, you have to have them team up and everything.
Funny enough, I thought they were actually gonna elaborate a bit more on
where he came from.
Yeah, where Bowser Jr. came from.
I like that they didn't.
I like that they didn't. But at the same time, I was kind of I thought that's kind of what they were gonna do. I was like, if Bowser and Bowser Jr. are gonna be together in this movie, what's their dynamic gonna be, and how are they gonna handle? Explaining Bowser Jr., which they don't. But at the same time, they didn't really need to for the movie, honestly, because they just work off well together.
Yeah.
Even when they were reminiscing with each other about like Bowser Jr. being younger and whatnot.
Younger.
And
little
having,
Bowser Jr.
Yeah, and having those father-son moments and whatnot.
Yes, and even the story that Bowser's telling, a literal story, bedtime story, and how that was kind of their plan to just because they're just sort of outcasts and they're trying to find their own place somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's kind of about belonging and kind of about and there's. Can we talk about this? I feel we can kind of touch on it. It seemed very, very much like Bowser was going to... They teased it in one of the trailers. I just thought it was for comedy. But they really go through with this for like the first half of the movie, where it felt like Bowser really was going to be an ally. And that's not even like a new thing to see. Obviously in spin-offs, Paper Mario and shit, Bowser has to like... reluctantly team up with Mario and them, but it doesn't even feel reluctant here. For a while, again, Honey Hive. Why am I Honeyloon Ridge? Why is that in my fucking head? That's the moon. Whatever. Fucking. He legitimately takes Mario and Luigi's place because, the fields got fucked up when they landed, and they were going to imprison Mario and Luigi in them, but then Bowser's like, no, let me take their place. And it wasn't facetious. He was being serious.
Yeah, and even in the following scenes after that, up to a certain point, he does feel genuine.
He doesn't want to even attack them, and Bowser Jr. wants to go all out and say, destroy them.
Yeah.
And...
like, Bowser has, like, this moment and these scenes of, like, he's so hesitant now because he sees how Mario and Luigi are, and so it's like... he kind of like repays them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have and then later Mario and Bowser, they have this thing where it's like, even though like how Bowser was acting, like Mario was even still like, hey, I still think you're a good enough guy to not do this and whatnot.
I love shit like that,
which is really fucking cool. And again, it's even still established after the fact and with this later fight scene that we're going to talk about. But and I really liked that dynamic because even then in the games, even though Mario and Bowser are rivals and they they fight a lot. Like they have this thing where it's like they at least acknowledge that, like Bowser at least acknowledges that Mario is like kind of like how how in Batman where like Batman and Joker they have this thing between them where it's like,
well, I was gonna play it more video game like it's. I'm liking how these dynamics, these hero villain dynamics, in more recent games are, even if it's very subtle, very slight, not very elaborated on too much, they still establish a deeper connection between the hero and villain. Crash does it. Sonic does it. In Frontiers, there is a literal line Eggman says where he's like, I respect him. I don't have to like him, but I respect him.
Yes.
And having that there, and how even Frontiers ends, not to get into that for,
Yeah.
but like, there is this like, okay, we're like on an understanding here. Not to be like, oh, well, now Eggman's an anti-hero. Not even so much as that. It's just, but it's
just the fact
that fucking connection.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're kind of doing... It's like, speaking of Honeyloon, the ending to Odyssey. When Peach rejects them both and they're just sulking. And Mario's patting them on the shell. Like,
Yeah.
it's silly and it's dumb, but, like, having that connection, as far as storytelling goes, is, like, why we care. That's why we care about them.
Yes.
Miyamoto, that's why story matters. Your name was on the fucking, in the opening goddamn credits of the movie. And again, even resurrecting shit that they scrapped from Galaxy, we'll get into that in spoilers. But like, my God, like this is, I hope they don't just do this as movie-making decisions. I hope Nintendo and Miyamoto and them like start
they learn from
injecting
these movies
small fucking things like that, not just from character designs or being more epic or more emotional, emoting in their face, with their models and stuff, but in the storytelling. For Christ's sake,
it's really just the storytelling.
Inject this movie shit back into the games. Have that fucking like back and forth. Have that connection. Because Junior has to give Bowser a pep talk about like coming back into his own. Like, this is where you belong. These are your people, and we can finally. I built the place we wanted to go to. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, the fact that Bowser Jr. did a whole lot of shit without Bowser.
It's really cool, and that's why he's not there.
Yeah.
If people wonder, okay, so Bowser's in the first one below. Where's Junior? Like, he was doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. It's so cool.
And I like that. And of course, obviously, I like that Bowser Jr. went out of his way to fucking find Bowser and bring him back and whatnot. And it's like, again, establishing those connections and delving into them a little deeper. And it's like, it's really fucking cool to see. It's like, it makes you feel for the characters. Like, not even so much of like just rooting for them. It's just feeling for them, depending on like whatever their role is.
Because there's a little...
Because it's like... Again, like how you're saying, that connection that's there, and it's like, it makes you care for them as characters.
Because just like in the first movie, there's a little bit of stopping until I talk, about this stuff.
It's like Mario and Luigi's connection about the
or even again how Peach and Mario were talking in the first movie, where she dove a little bit into her backstory.
Yeah.
Guess what happens here? We'll talk about it later. But like. So that's leaving a legacy. That's where, or having this legacy is kind of what I'm getting from this. On the hero side and the villain side, it's really cool to see. So it's more of a downplay. Well, not so much downplay. It's more of a background type plot thing. I'm not even sure if it was fully intentional or if that's how one should read it, but that's how I read it. So that was super cool to see. Again, people were with everything that happens in this movie, people were. With everything that happens in this movie, people were very, again, sort of weary of like, okay, so like, are we going to get, these character interactions? Are you going to elaborate more on these characters? And it's like, okay, put that to rest, to bed. Yes, they do.
Yes.
And it's really good. It's really cool to see it. Again, not to say that those scenes go by too fast or that they're, that they glaze over stuff. Not really.
No.
But to have them there and then, okay, let's get back to the action.
Yeah.
It's a nice, like, kind of pace breaker to slow it down.
Yeah, it's a nice way to... It's a nice
kind
way
of
to...
live with them, breathe with them for a minute, and then continue on.
And it's also, again, having those downtimes where nothing's really happening. That's when you want... That's when they decided to elaborate more on some of the characters.
But even if nothing's happening, it's still relevant because it's giving you the reasons why they're even doing what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah, that's
or
what I was
why
gonna say,
Rosalina
yeah.
is important, or
Yeah,
why
yeah.
this and that, or things like that. So
Or even just kind of like going a little, again, delving a little bit deeper into some backstories and whatnot, and
yeah,
like explaining a bit more about that stuff.
making connections.
Yeah.
Let's see, how much more can we possibly talk about before we get into spoiler? Uh,
I feel like at this point it would have to be
I'm trying to think.
spoilers, right?
What else? So, okay, if for anyone who was, who might be listening, who's probably thinking like, okay, so comparatively to the first movie, like, how does this one stack up? Fuck, I think this one might be slightly better
I would say this is better than the first one, because the
because
first one, I'll say this, for me personally, I think that the first movie is good. Go give it a watch.
obviously, yes.
This one just felt like that, but more.
Once you
More and
finish
better.
that movie, come into this one, yeah, like
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, because I would say personally,
Because it's still a sequel. It's still very much. It's not.
yes.
It's not like it even feels. It's oh no! It is not like it feels disconnected from the first one. They deliberately connect certain things again,
Oh.
certain characters
Yes.
in this one, and things start to make more sense. And it's like, okay,
Yes.
shit, awesome.
Yeah, like this movie feels like a proper sequel, and
Yes.
I love it.
And again, as far as the galaxy inclusion goes, like we were saying before,
Yeah, there are
I wish we got to see a little more of staying on a very specific galaxy. But again, with so much that they're doing, you don't want to make it a 3-hour film either.
No, yeah.
Maybe a 2-hour film. They could have probably put a little bit. And I wonder what deleted scenes might look like or whatever in this, if there are any. But
Yeah, because even then, like I was saying, the fact that they didn't really reference like, because I was thinking, as they were traveling through the galaxy, you would see familiar galaxies like in specific places or whatever. Like, again, they have set pieces from
there's
different
certain
galaxies.
ones every so often you do see.
Yeah, but they don't show the actual galaxy itself or anything like that. Like,
However, it's more of
there's some that, like, there's 2, 3 that I can think off the top of my head that it's either this is where they're at, or they say those galaxies by name.
yes.
And the 2 that I remember off the top of my head is they mentioned Gateway Galaxy,
Yes.
and
Which is like the little hub.
yeah, and Space Junk. And
Yeah.
Space Junk will make more sense at like a bit later.
Space Junk is like that planet, I think.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's where they go.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that planet is.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting, but at the same time it's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, because in the game it's just kind of like, well, it's there's just junk everywhere. There's a bunch of stuff just floating around and whatnot. So it would be the perfect place to make like a base and stuff like that.
And there are very many elements of Galaxy that are
Yes.
abundant in this.
And there are some there are definitely other Galaxy references in the background, or even just if you're paying attention, or you remember what certain NPCs looked like and whatnot.
Yeah, they're
and,
abundant.
Yeah, they're there and whatnot.
You have star bits, you have the fucking launch stars. Illuma transforms into a launch star,
Yes.
so you still have the game's the direct source material there. Not just referencing the source material, but stuff working like in the game. Yes. It's there. This down to the fucking sound effects when they're.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god. And again, having the things I was feeling while seeing that stuff was not having played Galaxy in a while. It has been some time, admittedly, since I've played Galaxy. And then the first time that we really got into it and experiencing that stuff for the first time, which is what they want you to feel, obviously.
Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised, just real quick. I was kind of surprised that with how much they changed of the observatory. It's not just like, here's domes. Here's like the domes you
I
recognize.
do wish they walked around more of the observatory.
Which I will say, like, I think it's fine that they didn't have that stuff, because I mean, and like, it would have been nice to have those there just for the reference and whatnot, for the fan service, I guess you say. But the fact that it's just kind of like a garden, it's just kind of, they have their little garden, they've got grass and stuff, and they play around and mess around in like a bigger area, and then there's the building where Rosalina and all the Lumas go for story time and things like that. And it's like, yeah, it makes sense for the movie to do it like that, and it fits well, like especially later when they're all on the observatory and stuff like that, and it's just like, yeah, it acts as kind of like a hub and stuff like that, at least for them, for at least when they're going to go to Space Junk and stuff.
Yeah. God, I had something in my head I wanted to mention and I forgot. Oh, playing with gravity, which they do a lot. Not even in the galaxy centered stuff. Obviously, there's when they're going to space junk, um, and they hop off the observatory. Like, yeah, they're going and they take a star and then they start hopping off little planetoids and stuff, and they run around them and everything. So like, they very much kept that intact.
Yes.
Even we'll get into it more when we get into like some of those spoilery things, but like in the casino part, the whole casino, it looks like it takes place inside of a block or something, because it's all of these different faces, and it's all like different things happening, and the the gravity like planetary whatever is like all over the place.
It actually kind of reminded me of oh god, what's the name of the galaxy? From one, it's the haunted house galaxy. I forget what it's called. It's haunted something galaxy. There's a room in there in that galaxy where it has those different faces, and you take the things to go up on the different faces and stuff like that. And
very similar,
it was very much like that, and that's what it made me think of. I was like, oh, it's like that,
So playing with gravity, is really, really cool. And again, continuing to reference a bunch of other games outside of just Galaxy was really cool. There's a bunch of Mario 1 references. There's one very prominent one that was super cool to see. Some Mario Maker this time around, which was really cool.
Maker, Mario 2.
We'll get more into it. Mario 2, obviously, with the casino stuff. Again, it was in the trailers. We can kind of, at least mention that about it. There's still plenty that
even with a little bit of Mario 3 as well, because there's a scene where
Mario World.
Mario World. But there's that brief scene where Luigi has the frog suit and stuff like that, which was like, fuck, we're bringing the frog suit in here.
No, frog suit hasn't seen the day of light of day. I mean, since
Mario 3.
Pretty much. Was it in anything else? I guess not. Wow.
Not at least not that I know of, but
I don't think it's been adapted into 3D at all.
No.
Holy shit. Still getting some firsts in there.
Yep.
Day of light. All right, did we do it?
I think so.
Do we do it?
Because I feel like the more we're going to talk, we're going to eventually.
It's going to be really hard.
It's going to be really hard.
All right.
So I think we're just
47 or so minutes in. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Do not listen to this until you've seen the movie, or if you don't care. I'm going to give you some time. 3, 2, 1. The Lord of fucking Lightning, dude! What the fuck? Mr. Game & Watch! That was sick! That was so cool!
Did you see me pop the fuck off?
You popped the fuck off, yes you did.
I was like, my boy! I was like, that's my son right there!
You're like Mario's dad. That's my boy!
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Holy crap, that fucking climax was insane. Do we start with that?
Let's save it for a little bit later, because then I want to go a bit more into like the choreography of all of that. Okay. And that's going to be a whole, I want that to be
that was your warning right there. You should have fucking, if you actually cared and you stayed for some reason, should have fucking left. Okay. Well, Fox is in the movie.
Yes. I like that he's essentially the Han Solo of the movie, which
that's what I told you. Yes.
Because I immediately got that vibe the moment that they showed him. I was like, and like his demeanor, the way he talked, the way he explained things. I was like, this is Han Solo.
Well, the minute that was the moment I realized he was not going to just be a cameo character. He was a pivotal part of. It's like when Ugly Sonic showed up in fucking Chippendale. Like, I thought it was just a quick cameo, and then no, he actually is kind of essential to a part of the plot later.
Yeah, he's introduced, and then he stays for the rest of the movie, which was surprising.
He's even in the first post-credits scene, or I guess the mid-credits. So yeah, that was actually no wonder why they showed him off. Someone else had told me that F-Zero was in there, but I didn't see anything.
And I had seen it. I had seen a thing because I wasn't, and I ignored it because I wasn't sure if it was actually going to be in the movie or not. I had seen a thing where it was like oh, Mario meets Wario or whatever. And I thought it was gonna be like some kind of brief scene where it's like you get to see them interact, like a little bit or something.
I just had speculation theories in my head of, okay, so what's going to be the big stinger, and we'll get into it in a minute. We'll wait for who they actually showed off at the end. But I'm like, okay, who are they going to show off, and how's this going to...
Yeah, what are they going to do to set up the next thing?
Yeah. I was thinking like Wario and Waluigi. I was thinking like other Nintendo villains.
Yeah, which would have made sense considering the fact that Wario and Waluigi are the rivals of Mario and Luigi. Yeah. Like they're the anti.
Especially if
Luigi,
like, you know. Yeah.
They could establish their estranged partnership or whatever the fuck.
As Martin put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're not brothers. They're not cousins. They're just
not related. They're just kind of
dudes who ran into each other. Yeah. So lovers, you mean? Like. What are you trying to say, Charles? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, no, but that little scene there when they're in the gateway. First off, we have Rob, which wasn't they showed. He was the first non-Mario character they showed off.
Yes.
And I'm like, sick, you know. Voiced by Ed Scudder, he manages to make another appearance. He was the writer, one of the writers on the first Mario movie. If you need a reminder, he was Red and co-creator of Dig Figures, the fucking literal internet YouTube show Dig Figures, which Chase showed me when we first met back in high school. It all links up together.
It's all connected.
Tetris, I don't know, space, Tetris effect, I don't know. Anyway, Tetris isn't Tetris in Smash? That's Pong. That was Pong.
People want it. Kind of, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. That's Smash things that I don't want to get into.
We talked about Smash, yeah. I mean, Smash Talk will still come up. Trust us.
We'll delve a bit more into that later, but yes, that will come up.
We'll talk about it a little bit here, considering, okay, so the hub, gateway. I could have sworn I saw Samus's ship leave the port as they were doing that sweeping shot of all the ships.
I have to see that again because I want to see what the ships were.
I think I saw a ship from F-Zero. So
I wasn't sure
because I turned to you and I said, "This is the cameo hub right here. This is what we're gonna see."
Yeah, I thought Gateway was gonna be. Yeah, so I'll say I thought that Gateway Galaxy was going to be the cameo hub for like a bunch of different properties, and I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna see that character and that character,"
and not exactly.
It's more so just
you get Fox and you get Pikmin.
Yes.
That's kind of it. And again, Pikmin, they showed off in a little promo, little video thing, like quick little short. It's like a blink and you miss it because they showed off a bunch of like Mario enemies that are going to be in the movie. And then they show a Pikmin. It's like, whoa, huh? But that was our first hint of like this, what I'm thinking is going to be a grand master plan. We'll get into that later. I think we might have talked about it a bit in like the first one, but I don't know.
We have, and if we have, we're just going to elaborate more on it.
Of course. Well, because there's a lot more to chew on for that theory. But Fox was cool.
I liked it.
So fucking continues Nintendo's goddamn weird trend of having all the cool the crew. Like they show off like Falco and Peppy and Slippy.
I was gonna say
no Crystal. What the fuck?
But I did like for that scene. I liked that they animated it. I was like, what is this?
All like 2D.
I was like, what is this
cool?
Spider-Verse ass fucking sick ass anime?
And not just for the animation, but for Fox explaining how he ended up here. We're doing some cool stuff, and then like a thing opened up, and we got sucked in, and now we're here. It's like, huh? Okay.
I do like the brief fucking when he's talking. He mentions what was it? Slippy,
and
it shows a close up screenshot of his 64 design of him saying something, but it's for a brief moment. I fucking laughed.
His literal. They probably just took a screenshot of the fucking.
Oh, game. They had to have.
It's
because
just
that's what it looked like.
It's his profile.
It's just his profile picture when the little column shows up.
It's so funny. Yeah. Of course, because he's there, do a barrel roll has to be there.
Yes.
So of course that the Toad screams it.
Yeah, and I was like, he said the thing.
He said the thing. Do we even have some like little stingers in the music from like Corneria and like
some
Star Fox stuff? Music. I was like, oh, that's sick. That's so cool.
I immediately recognized Corneria because I was like, that's the song. That's a Smash song. There it is.
Can we tell we only know Fox from Smash?
So we never played a Star Fox game.
I mean, I'm playing through Adventures.
I know you're playing through Adventures, but
on Destination Mark, I have to get back to that. Miharu is fucking like on my ass for that. But that's why I wanted to see Crystal. I'm like, please, like some little fucking reference. No, it's like, god damn it. But What other cameo? Where do we go from here? What do you want to talk about? What spoilers you want to fucking? Oh, Mario and Luigi they become babies.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was gonna be like a flashback.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I thought it was gonna be a flashback, but it's just the fact that Bowser Jr. uses a legally distinct super scope,
which is weird because that's their fucking property.
Which
anyway.
I know, but it's just a different colored looking super scope. But he uses that and turns them into babies, and which again, it's like and then that's when they land on the planet with the T-Rex and stuff.
I don't know.
Which who knows what the fuck that
generic
planet
that might
Cascade
may or may
Galaxy.
not be Cascade. Yeah.
I mean, it might as well have been, but I don't know.
Cascade adjacent.
Yeah, it's Cascade adjacent. But so I thought it was gonna be like a flashback or some kind of thing where it's like, oh, maybe this is just how Yoshi would know them or something. I thought it was gonna be like, Yoshi would recognize them, but they don't know him.
Or it would take them a while to recognize him. Or that's what I thought too.
But no, Yoshi's just kind of there, which is like, I mean, you know.
I mean, it's fine. It's whatever.
Like in Mario World, there's no, like, you don't really get the thing of like, oh, they know each other. It's like, no.
Well, because Yoshi's Island is supposed to be... Yoshi's Island is the prequel.
Yeah.
Most people often forget, Yoshi's Island is the subtitle. It's technically Super Mario World 2.
No, I mean, yeah.
A lot of people forget about that. So that's where they, in the games, that's where they dive into it, that he knew them since they were,
Yeah,
kids.
and which, again, they still use music from there, too.
Yeah.
Especially for that
it's
scene
more of the thought of it than them trying to directly reference it. But I thought they would.
I thought they were going to, but they didn't. It's like, okay, well.
Because that, again, talking about connections, that would have further connected Mario and Luigi and kind of their whole thing in all this to Peach, and how, like, we didn't know where she came from initially. This movie answered it, but, like...
or even why, I think even just why it would have also been like, oh, so the fact that Mario and Luigi came from Brooklyn and they're essentially normal people, and then when
that's kind of what the He-Man movie's doing.
And then
the new He-Man is like, oh, Adam like is on Earth, but he knows he's from another planet because he was sent away when he was little, and he has to return. So it's kind of similar in a way.
Yeah. But no, I thought that was gonna be like, oh, so if Mario and Luigi are like just normal people, and then all of a sudden they're in this magical world, this magical land, and when they consume these power-ups, it changes them and stuff. So I thought it was gonna be like, so does it affect other people, or is it just them? In even Peach, it's like, I thought that was gonna be like, oh, if they make that connection of Yoshi with Mario and Luigi, then it's like, then that would explain why they react to the power-ups.
Oh, I just realized, and unless I missed it, potential, maybe I did miss it, continuity error, did Peach ever get knocked out of her super mushroom form? She grew big to confront Wart.
They did not show that.
And then she kind of just goes back to normal size again.
Yeah, she does.
Maybe it just happened off screen. Who knows?
Maybe off screen Toad like hit her foot or something. Or something like that.
Punch the shit out of her. For no reason. I just thought about that right now. That didn't occur to me at all until that moment. I was like, wait a minute.
So I was rethinking about that, and I was like, no, they didn't show that.
But the power-ups that do show are really cool, because we get to see power-ups from other games that they didn't show off in the first one. Again, the frog suit.
The frog suit.
The drill mushroom from Wonder.
The drill.
Galaxy power-ups, obviously. The cloud Luigi.
The cloud flower.
The blimp fruit for Yoshi.
The blimp fruit. Even the penguin suit as well. Some new soup reference.
Some new soup. Some soup for you. Some Campbell's.
But no, like that was really cool too. I thought it was really nice just seeing the penguin suit again. I was like, oh shit, we haven't seen that since New Soup.
Yeah,
and it hasn't been outside of it since.
Yeah.
So again, it's just another one of those powers where it's kind of like, oh hey, it's that thing.
All right, do I mention?
It would be really funny if they had the spring mushroom and then it's just fucking Mario going
point,
bouncing all over the fucking place.
That'd be funny. Okay. Do we mention it? Do we mention the other legacy thing I was talking about?
At this point, yes, because they just kind of say it outright, like at one point. So and then they kind of go into it a little bit later. But yes, I would say that at this point we should.
Yeah, it was super so it was always my kind of. There was a preview the cast was going around, promoting the movie. So on one of the talk shows, they showed off the scene where Mario gives Peach her parasol as a birthday gift, and the conversation between them comes up where she's like, "I still don't even know where I'm from and stuff." And in saying that, I'm like, "All right, we're doing it." They are going to establish the connection. They're going to make Peach and Rosalina related. They you cannot fucking escape it. Rosalina was designed originally to look way different. She had a different design in the early concept art. Then they redesigned her because somewhere along the line, I guess the writers of the game or something decided we want to make them related. We're going to introduce a new, a sibling or whoever for Peach. And Miyamoto was the one, ironically, to pull the plug on that shit. Thankfully, he didn't touch the storybook, so we've still got some Rosalina backstory and everything, and it's so good and all that. But like, in the movie, having her say that with a character who looks like her, and and I'm like, okay, they're gonna do it. They're gonna bring that back, and they did. They're sisters.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yes, and I thought they were gonna reveal that kind of near the end, like during the climax.
No, you get a fucking the minute she sees her on the wanted poster, she gets a brief, like she kind of actually remembers some of when she got separated, and
that's essentially that
little kid Rosalina, adorable little kid Rosalina. I was like, oh my god.
That in that moment, that's when it's like, okay, that's when they establish that yes, they are related somehow. They still don't really say until they're on the observatory and Peach finds the book.
Yes,
and then it goes into Peach's story of like. And that's when Rosalina says that yes, they are in fact sisters.
I mean, it is the both of them. The thing is, okay, so I'm not sure how people are going to react to this. Again, you can't get the storybook is so elaborate, and it tells a basic story, but it is way too long to kind of go fully into it. So so they remixed it because again, Peach isn't kidnapped in this one or anything like that. So they had an opportunity to kind of like. Even the fact that they actually get to see each other, like full-grown, like Peach and full-grown Rosalina, and then they hug was like so fucking adorable.
It was so touching. Yes.
But like, because they don't interact in the games, like in the mainline games, the Galaxy games. Obviously, you can have them interact in spin-offs and shit. But like, it has never been a canon thing in a mainline Mario game for the two of them to have actually like met up or whatever. And the curious thing, even which. Again, is weird for Nintendo. After axing the direct relationship between them in the game, but yet keeping some of her story and all that. And again, it's the mystique about Rosalina that I like a lot. They chose to go with the motherly side and stuff, which is, again, totally fine. Still, that's a strong part of her character in the games anyway. So it's not like they... It's not necessarily like, with her being, again, captive and stuff, it's not like she lost a part of herself necessarily. She still gets to be a badass. Which is very, very good. But I realize how they wrote it to be of A, they wanted to keep sort of a traditional Mario storyline of saving a princess, and then B, like, how they tie her powers and everything into why they need her to begin with. Which, again, we'll get into in just a minute, but on this thing about Peach real quick... she even refers to Peach in the first game as Mario's special one. She never calls her by her name, which was super curious. But to have this connection for the two of them in this movie, it was really, really cool because as much as I'm like, okay, you have to do it, I didn't know how they were going to do it. Bring that scrapped storyline or bit of their connection back. So at least as far as the movie canon goes, it is canon that they are sisters.
And that was one thing.
Again, she looked at her redesign. Rosalina looks like fucking Peach. I was thinking either she's her mom or she's her sister. It has to be one of those two things. I don't know how, with her being the mom, if she looks as young as she does, whatever. She's like some hundreds of years old because she's the protector of the cosmos. I don't know. But
I wasn't even sure if they were going to do that bit in this movie about making Peach and Rosalina related, because I just wasn't sure how they were going to handle Peach's backstory, because I was like, we never really got to know how Peach came to be and whatnot, especially in the
But that's the other part.
And that's where it was very interesting with how they handled Peach and Rosalina together, and how they were able to bring back that idea of them being related, them being sisters, and having this power between them and stuff.
Like I was starting to say before.
You know what? Oh my god! You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of all things, Frozen, with the relationship between Elsa and Anna. Like, it's essentially that,
sort of like
with
that.
Peach and Rosalina, and it's like, you know, and it was really cool the way they did it. Was the fact that they were just kind of on a planet together.
Well, I was gonna say. Like, so what I was trying to say earlier was they changed up Rosalina's backstory and fused it with Peach because Peach never had a backstory. And again, I love. It seems this will come back a little bit later too. It seems like with this movie and with the writers for Illumination, like they kind of are playing in a very straightforward, creative, serious type, like you can buy it way. It's almost like they're trying to like go in with like the memeage of like, okay, well, like, you know, realistically, why is Peach the only human here with like all these mushrooms and stuff? And it's like people have made like stupid little YouTube videos and animations and skits about like why that is, but now we actually have a semi-official reason from Nintendo themselves in collab with Illumination with these movies. Like they're answering shit like that. Like,
yeah, and I really and I really hope they keep up with doing that, and I hope that it's something that they can at least, like I was saying, I hope it's something they can at least learn from, so that way that they can just have those connections be there. And
I think it's really funny though,
and it's like, you know.
But so okay, so like I was trying to say, sorry, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
They changed Rosalina's backstory. There's no mention of her parents, no mention of her mother, nothing like that. Instead, it's literally between her and Peach when they were younger. Peach is the little sister. She was a little baby. Rosalina looks like she was like probably like 7 or 8 or something. And they used to play around on the planets and have fun and everything.
And that's when they discovered this power between them and stuff like that.
They both have this kind of like celestial power.
Yeah.
Which is new for Peach, I guess. But it's the thing that binds them, and it's really cool. And it comes into play when she saves her.
Yes.
Peach is the one to save Rosalina. I did wish that we could have gotten more Mario Rosalina interaction, just for the sake of that's just how it happened in the game. But it makes sense again with the things that they changed heavily from the games. Again, Rosalina barely being a factor, Rosalina being kidnapped at all. It still makes sense with how they did it and how the plot unfolds.
Yeah. I would say that.
Oh, she was kidnapped because they needed her to power this big fuck off laser.
Oh yes. Yeah, we'll touch on that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Oh god, I had a thought. Hold on.
About their backstory. Just gonna.
Fuck. I was gonna say something. Oh, right. No.
Okay. He's back.
Going into this movie, just know that if you're gonna expect the Mario Galaxy kind of story where it's Mario meets up with Rosalina, then like they go off to do something, it doesn't work like that.
No.
It's not like that. But the way they change things up and the way that everything flows together, it's still, I think it still works. It still makes sense. And in terms of it being for a movie, it fits. I think that the way they did things, it fit well.
Now, how Bowser and Bowser Jr. even know about Rosalina to begin with? They don't really answer. They just kind of know about her. Because when Bowser is telling, again, this bedtime story to Jr., they already have established, he's telling them their plan, but in bedtime story form.
Yes.
And it involves, yes, we need the Princess of the Cosmos because her power can help us, power our planet and power this big fuck off laser we can use to like take over the universe.
Yes.
Why they didn't just reveal that, I don't know. But from the beginning, like before the movie came out. But it's whatever. I guess I don't know. Maybe to soften the blow of the fact that she's barely in this movie.
Probably.
I guess. But again, it's. Were you gonna say something?
Well, I was gonna say I've talking about how I don't even remember if I said this earlier in the podcast. So sorry, I'm just kind of like trying to remember certain scenes and stuff.
Again, our thoughts are sporadic.
Yes, like I was saying about like instead of using Rosalina, using the Grand Star or Grand Stars to power their thing. Again, it still makes sense with them using Rosalina, considering that she just has all this power with her, and she's just like like I was saying, protector of the cosmos. So of course she's gonna have all these celestial powers and stuff. So she's gonna be. So of course, it makes sense for them to go after her specifically because of just how much power she has.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But again, it makes sense in that sense of like them having this plan to do that, and because even then, like in that flashback scene, they kind of mentioned, or not mentioned, but it's kind of, I guess, implied that Bowser and Bowser Jr. are, like how you were saying, they're essentially like outcasts of sorts, where like they just have their plan is essentially just that like together they make this thing and then they rule the universe, or they rule like the galaxy and stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel like if they did make it to where they were using Grand Stars instead of Rosalina, it was like it would be kind of like, well,
if they did that, it would have saved up Rosalina to have more screen time. Because I genuinely thought, I already knew she was gonna be under some sort of captivity at some point, because they showed a scene in the final trailer where the goopy piranha plant gets her. So I'm like, okay, so obviously they have to drain her of something, or they're gonna do something with her. So that's already gonna happen. I already know that. But I didn't know it was gonna be for the whole movie. I thought, or even if it was for a bit of the movie, she would escape and find Mario, or even Peach, or some like one of those two like little groups, and then kind of go through to go back, return to like go and stop Bowser and Bowser Jr. So if they had used the Power Stars instead or whatever, or if she had one on her, like somehow, and that's why they needed her. Like, I didn't know how it was all going to happen.
Yeah.
But it was those speculations that made me realize once we were watching the movie, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. I don't mind it. I do just wish that she did have a little more to do. And don't get me wrong, now that she's here in the cinematic, universe, we can definitely see her in the next one.
Oh yeah,
even if it's for a bit, but I don't think they're gonna go after her again, so she can at least be more of a badass and just keep doing cool shit.
Yeah, especially when we touch on the post-credit scene, like the last scene. We're definitely going to be delving more into like where this could possibly go.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely the way that Rosalina was handled is like, yeah, she's just kind of.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't think it was bad. Yeah, no, I think she just needed more screen time.
Yeah, but I feel like but at the same time, I also feel like she did kind of enough to where it kind of kicked off everything.
Again,
having the Luma go to find Peach and Mario and stuff, and being like, oh, go save my mom, she's here. It
all still comes down to make sense, and even the connection of how the Luma would know about them, and them finding out like, okay, so how do you even know about us, and how Peach realizes that they know about them and everything, and it's through the storybook, and that's what I'm saying. So the legacy thing, we talked about the villainous side of it with Bowser and Bowser Jr. having that pep talk with Bowser about like actually like the fact that they're doing their plan, it's actually happening, and that this is where Bowser belongs, was cool to see, because again, he was kind of genuinely having some kind of a turn there, which could again be argued as referencing the games where he is just kind of buddy with everybody. But then on the Rosalina Peach side of things, it was cool because when Peach walks in and starts looking around at the stuff and like the globe and everything, like you could tell it was the observatory. Obviously, was very much lived in. Ever since losing Peach, Rosalina made that her home, and you can feel it just like you can in the games. You can still feel that it's lived in. She's been soaring around the galaxy for who knows how long. Which is why I've always thought it was cool that even though they showed a younger Rosalina, like this little girl Rosalina, that like still. I kind of feel once she became this, like, protector of the cosmos, that, like, I don't think age really matters to her anymore. Like, with how, often she roams around, space and everything. And also, too, I mean, there's somewhat of a theory on that, because if the universe, or if, like, the Star Festival and all of that stuff happens every 100 years, and the comet goes by, which is the observatory, like, how does she keep going for hundreds of years? Like, so something that's, and again, the celestial, almost higher being, she isn't just a simple princess. That's why I like her so much. She has so much more depth to her.
Yeah.
So much more depth. It's awesome. And
I was going to say, like, yeah,
seeing
of
all of
like
her
the,
stuff.
Yeah, of the princesses that they had, even with Pauline too, like Rosalina was always the one that
there was
like,
more to her.
Yeah, there was more to her, especially with having such a tragic fucking backstory. And, like, even though that they axed the concept of Rosalina
the parents and the mom,
like, well, also just in the games too, with the fact of axing Peach and Rosalina's relationship.
Oh yeah.
Even then, there was still like a whole lot more to Rosalina than meets the eye, where it's like she has this tragic backstory that like surface level explains like how she came to be and stuff like that, and like her past and whatnot. Yeah, even go so far as to mention death without mentioning death, or something like that, like something to that. But yeah, like, so like that's why I felt like I had back then grown attached to Rosalina first, because I thought that she was the most interesting Mario character.
It's called because they barely give story to these characters.
Yeah.
And for her having as much as even that much that remained in the first game, let alone, again, the fact that they wanted to make her related to Peach. Like, that's why I'm so glad that they brought it back. But I'm also like, yeah, you kind of like can't not do that. Again, the similarities are there visually between the two. And this is just the perfect opportunity to set that up, especially because you already established that Peach just showed up one day to the Mushroom Kingdom. She doesn't even know how she got there. Yeah. This movie answers it because she got separated from Rosalina. Rosalina, sent her away. So that was cool. Like, as if they're gonna go further beyond that with parents and things, I don't know. Again, we saw Mario and Luigi's parents in the first one.
Well, because
but like,
what also makes me think that
don't have to go that crazy.
Yeah, the thing they didn't really explain was the reasoning why that Rosalina let go of Peach, and
so they're just kind of came and attacked them, huh?
Yeah, and like
that is interesting.
Yeah, and so that's where it's like, is that when Bowser showed up the first time, and is that how they know of her or something?
Which then means how old is Bowser? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. But it's like, but again, they don't elaborate on that little bit.
If she's in the third one, it's a chance to kind of
there is a chance to do that, but that's if, and that's only like if. But
it's fine.
Yeah, but even though they didn't elaborate on it, it's still fine. Again, it's still a fine backstory and everything like that. But yeah, again, just delving into the connection between Rosalina and Peach was really cool, and having that, like I was saying, that legacy there between them. And explaining why Peach just showed up one day and stuff like that.
But enough about that shit. Let's talk about the climax. Oh my god, the climax was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I do like, and I find it interesting that Bowser Jr. used Space Junk Galaxy as where where he made their dream bedtime storytime thing come true. Where he made the big fuck off laser, and it's really cool. And I find it funny because, again, it's almost the whole thing is kind of like an amusement park of sorts,
which reminded me of 3D World, or something similar. I thought the music was going to play when they were soaring through and all that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
when he has Rosalina like in a little tank thing, and he's taking her over there, and they're soaring through, and she's seeing all the shit that he's built. I thought he's even like, oh, pretty cool, huh? Like I thought like something would start, or even when he shows Bowser, and they go after picking him up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's where I thought that music was gonna play, and they didn't, which was like, yeah.
I thought, yeah, whatever. But that one joke was really funny where the Koopas are going through the roller coaster. It goes through the lava.
Into the lava. And they come out as dry bones. I thought that was really funny.
That was great.
I was like, you want to get on this ride and fucking die? You want to become immortal on this ride? I thought it was really funny in the beginning. Also, just briefly, when the dry bones is messing with the little Goomba. I thought it was really funny.
Very, very beginning there.
But no, yeah, like, so the climax takes place there. Everyone meets up over there. Like, Fox is the one, I think, piloting the observatory.
Pilots the observatory and makes it do a fucking barrel roll.
Yeah, that's where the barrel roll comes in.
Yeah, shit was awesome.
It was really cool.
What while like Galaxy music's playing in the back.
while
I'm like,
Galaxy
oh
music-
my god.
Oh, it was very. You know what it was? It was very reminiscent of Galaxy One when you're going to the center of the universe
Yes.
and the observatory just.
I'm sure that's what
blows up the fucking the ships and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's like that is so Mario Galaxy 1 right there. Like that's so fucking cool. And I do like that. And again, like how we were talking about references and stuff. When Mario and Peach are approaching their castle or whatever, or like their base, Bowser Jr. just does a Mario Maker.
So his security system is literally just Mario Maker, and that was the line was a little corny, but
a Mario Maker in real time essentially because on the screen right there when you see them, they're in like the Mario Maker 8-bit style, which was really funny.
Bowser Jr. says "Meet your maker," so you know it's a reference.
Yeah,
it's Mario Maker.
I turn on, I go, "Meet your Mario Maker."
Yeah, that was
that's essentially what it was. Yes, but I thought it was really cool, and especially with the fact that it goes between Mario and Peach going through the course and showing Bowser Jr. doing everything, like controlling everything, and seeing on the screen their little sprites going through and stuff. I thought that was really
there
cool.
was a point where it straight transitions because it goes they're running through, the camera swivels, which it's done in the first movie too, to make it look like it's a side scroller, and then it morphs into the screen that he's watching.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome.
Again, absolute cinema.
But that's a cool like little full circle thing for Peach, and how again in the first movie she trained Mario. She had him go through the obstacle course, and it took him a long time to get it right. So to watch them like go through, and it's real dangers, and they're helping each other, and they're like holding hands and going through, like it's so cool. It was really sick.
And also again taking that time to establish Mario and Peach's relationship with each other, where, you know...
That was not much of a thing in the first movie, and so the fact that they really try here...
I think it was kind of touched on at the end a little bit, at the first one.
A
little, but it's more prevalent in this one.
Yes.
And they make it a thing, especially at the end as well.
Well, again, what did we reference at the very beginning of the podcast? Luigi and Yoshi teasing Mario.
Yes.
Shit was so fucking funny.
That was so fucking funny.
Dude, when he started singing that some more, I was like, oh my god. You know, they love their memes. You know that's fucking Mario teaches typing.
Oh,
You know that's what they were referencing. You do not do that in a Mario thing and it not be a reference to Mario teaches typing. There's no way.
But yeah, and so them going through that course and whatnot, and even Mario using Peach's parasol to lift them up when the bombs go into the lava and explode. That was really cool. And going on top of the wall of thwomps and stuff.
Little badass moment for the both of them. The
power couple. Even playing the fucking level clear theme from Mario 1 was really cool. And I liked the fact that leading into the climax, Bowser sees that they were threatening their dreams, so he goes and with fury, he goes and confronts Mario and Peach, and they do a Mario 1 thing where
it was so cool.
Where he uses axes to try and fight them. And it was really fucking cool because you see they're on the bridge. Bowser
the shot shows like it's a side scroller, so it's the bridge. And when he smashes down the bridge and it bumps them up, it's like when you jump over him.
And then when they're on the other side,
he gets the axe to cut the bridge.
He cuts the bridge and dunks his ass in the wall. It even cuts
to a Mario 1 style. Bowser Jr.'s watching the screen.
Yes.
So it looks like the ending of when you clear a castle.
Yes. And them showing Bowser falling in the lava, and then also showing
like
his
New Super Mario or something.
And then showing his arm sinking into the lava and stuff.
And
again, that emotional aspect when you have those connections with the characters. Bowser Jr. just walking
genuinely
in, and he's genuinely fucking sad that his father falls in the lava, and you see the reactions of Mario and Peach being like, "Oh fuck!" Like. You feel that
it's an establishment of everything.
It shows that
how I was saying too, the whole thing of like, oh well, again, memeing on situations like this where it's like, oh, why is Peach the only human? It's like, oh, Mario parody, haha, like, Mario defeats Bowser and everyone's actually sad about it, and it's like, yeah, stuff like that has been a long established joke, and on for YouTube animations and skits, like I said before, people have done that. You know, oh, what if the video game character died, but like they died for real and everyone was sad. But like here they play, and it doesn't feel like a joke. It's not facetious.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
They play it straight.
It's and like, again, the way they made the characters act in the scene, you feel the fucking emotion on their, like, just seeing their faces, the way they react.
It's like, what words do you even exchange after that?
Exactly. and then so then after that,
but once that happened, I was like, hold on, that can't be the end of Bowser.
Yeah, because I was like, you can't just cut him off like that.
Is he coming back?
And then when you see Bowser Jr.'s face brighten up because we
were both like,
I was like, fucking dry Bowser, and he comes up out of the lava like that, and I was like, yes, dude. I was like, do you know how they like dry Bowser as a concept? The only thing that made him like a threat to any kind of series was New Super Mario Brothers, the first one, because that's where they introduced that concept. And then after that, he was just kind of like, that form is like it's just part of the spin-offs for stuff, which
Mario
is
Kart,
cool.
Wii, stuff like that.
Mario Party and whatnot. Like in 2 games, he's like a boss or whatever, like Bowser.
They used him very sparingly.
Yeah, and it was like, you have such a badass fucking concept
version of
Bowser that looks menacing as fuck. And here,
they do that. And he's fucking scary looking. It's sick. And then Bowser going back, or Junior going back into like a Wonder form, and then evolving that into a Fury form.
Yes, into the Fury form. Also, even
which you missed initially somehow.
Yeah, I didn't catch on until as they were fighting.
I saw the color palette change from like that purpley to like the black and orange. I'm like, that's fucking Fury right there.
Actually, it didn't really occur to me until he went into his shell, and I was like, that's Bowser's Fury right there. And then also forgot to mention, when Bowser is on the bridge and he's going up to them to try and hit them, and he says, "You'll feel my fury," and it's like Bowser's Fury, haha. But see, also, when he's going up to them, that slow walk he does with the axes, and
his eyes are just
bright fucking red eyes, and seeing the genuine fury in his face and whatnot. And it's like,
he did the same thing in the first one. Whenever Bowser gets actually fucking serious, it's awesome.
Yes,
because again, when he in the first one, he just decks Mario into that fucking car and then starts going after DK and them.
Yes,
it's the first time we hear Bowser's actual roar from the games.
Yes,
in the first movie, that shit was fucking dope, and so they do something similar here.
Even when they were on Honey Hive and Mario, then Bowser goads Mario into hitting him to reverse the mini mushroom's power, which was really funny. But also, again, in that little bit, he does his roar from the games and stuff.
Yes, you're right.
And even then too, when Bowser comes up and he's dry Bowser and Bowser Jr. turns into like the Fury form, they do their roars and stuff like that, and it was really fucking cool.
It was sick.
And then that leads to where Mario and Peach, they're going up to go to Rosalina, but then Mario cuts off the thingy so that way he could buy Peach time to save Rosalina, and then it leads into this fucking climactic fight between Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and Bowser and Bowser Jr. And the fucking choreography, dude, was so fucking sick. And also, I'll briefly touch on this because I told you. I thought that
I wish we were allowed to record reactions to stuff because
I wish that I would kind of wish that theaters weren't super finicky with that stuff.
I mean,
which I get why, but it's also kind of like you get.
I mean, people will do it anyway. I mean, I'm gonna probably end up watching if you go to YouTube,
later, you'll see there are crowd reactions in theaters and stuff. And yes, I will see all that stuff as well. So I thought that
we are just such nerds. I loved, because I'm thinking about it in hindsight. You're gonna get to it in a minute. I'll just say a part of it briefly. But when Luigi gets a hold of the goddamn brush, and I was like, what the hell is he gonna make? Mm-hmm. No fucking buddy was expecting him to draw Mr. Game & Watch. The minute he goes boop and he pops up, we popped the fuck off.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's my boy.
And he actually gets to like fight for a little bit,
Yeah,
and it was like so cool.
I love the way he's animated,
Yes,
and how
it's
he's
like
still
in Smash.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought it was really funny. I thought it was so cool.
And then they slice the poor motherfucker in half.
But you know what that made me think of too? It made me think of, like, funny enough, it made me think of Brawl. When all the Mr. Gaming watches and they're like the dark matter or whatever the fuck I forget what it's called. But it made me think of that.
Snake or someone that like kicks him the fuck out of like the halberd or something?
Yeah.
That shit was really funny.
But yeah, and I was just like, I was like, that's so fucking cool.
It was super fucking cool.
Yeah, but no, yeah. I thought at least during some fight, I thought that Bowser Jr. would use the paintbrush to turn into
Shadow Mario, yeah,
and be Shadow Mario, at least for like a little bit.
That would have been cool.
Which would it would have been fucking sick. And there is still a chance for that to happen, and I do want it to happen actually, because again, hey, more Sunshine Rep.
I mean, I can even see them
also. Briefly. Talk about references.
Yes.
During the scene, like before Bowser Jr. uses the Super Scope, he brings up that wall of different weapons. Yeah. And there's Flood on there. There's the Poltergust on there.
Yeah.
Even before all of that, there's a scene where Bowser Jr. and Kamek are talking, and Kamek has a mug with EGAD's logo on it.
I was about to say, can we talk about the potential that EGAD might come into something at some point? Because they tease him a fucking lot. For the fact there's the Poltergust, how you're saying, the
Poltergust,
the cup with his logo on it, and then Flood's there. It's like, and the paintbrush too, I think might have it at some point. I think
the paintbrush does have it on the little thingy. I forget where.
So I'm like, EGAD.
That would be cool. But yeah. But you know, yeah, I thought that during at least that fight, or just a fight, I thought that Bowser Jr. would turn into Mario and be Shadow Mario, but he doesn't.
I was gonna say, I mean, but even if they do it in the future, they can even do a thing where, like, even if it's not, I mean, okay, so they could do like the blue Mario Red Eyes. They could even just do it to where, if they want to get creative with it again, how they tend to do with how they just sprinkle in their things, where even if they need, if like they take Mario out in the next one for like a scene, and then Bowser Jr. like assimilates himself in, so like it looks like Mario and sounds, but then like maybe he'll give it away with like the red eyes, and then it turns into blue, and then it turns into Bowser. I mean, they could have fun with that.
Yeah, I think they could still have.
And
fun
that was
with that
something of a missed opportunity, kind of, I guess.
Kind of, but I mean, but again, with what they did, with how everything went and how they did it, I thought it was still really cool. And then so as they're fighting and doing all that stuff, then Bowser Jr. Paints all the stuff around them, and all of that stuff turns into the fucking Lord of Lightning from Odyssey, which was not what I was expecting. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, again, we popped off. I'm like, because that fucking dragon is awesome. Like, it again is this testament to Odyssey and how I absolutely fucking love how weird that game is. It was a breath of fresh air. It was exactly what we needed to have the formula changed up a bit and to have just off the wall weird shit going on in that game.
Yeah, weird, wacky ass.
So why not put Mario in Dark Souls for like 20 minutes and just have
a boss around
a big actual fucking dragon, not some little like fucking that one that Toad has to fight in Captain Toad or whatever, or not Gobblegut, which that he could have been in the movie, but like no, the Lord of fucking Lightning, like, jeez, that was so cool.
Yeah, and again, talking about those, and also during that little brief scene, talking about going back to the connections and all that stuff with them. I like that for Mario's character, he sees and acknowledges that relationship between Bowser and Bowser Jr. So when Bowser Jr. gets swallowed up by his creation, and whatnot, and Mario goes to save him, and it's like, it goes to show that there's that thing with them where it's like, yeah, they're rivals, but they don't actually want each other to be dead, right?
Well, again, the Eggman thing. They do respect each other.
They don't have to like each other.
They don't have to be on the same side.
But they at the very least respect each other to where it's
the establishment of, again, when they need to, whether reluctantly or in this movie, even seemingly for real for a while there, they will team up. Mm-hmm. You know, when they absolutely need to, and when the situation demands it, and that's always been a thing in the games, just in and out, and it's really cool. God, what else is there to say? Like, before we get into like the after credits things, like,
I like the joke of them being like, oh, let's go back to Peach's castle and whatnot, and then they go back and it's just a big ass fucking hole.
Big crater. That was a really fucking interesting scene.
Yeah. Which again,
them running away from the fucking like crumbling castle. I was like, oh my god, no music playing. They're just fucking running for their lives.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit, this is like Spirit running away from the train, or like fucking just some kind of like intense sequence like that let's watch this. It was also, this is gonna sound like a very bizarre comparison. Fez will appreciate it if he watches this. It felt like the Simpsons house crumbling through the sinkhole in the movie. It's like, let's watch this iconic location just fucking fall.
Yes.
And it was like a really intense scene because it doesn't stop, and you think it will. When they go off the little cliffside, and then it kind of looks like it's going to stop, and then it keeps going, and they have to like, and it fully gets destroyed.
Yeah, but also I find it funny that they elaborated on that, because in Galaxy 1, the only reason why Peach's castle is still, it goes back to where it is because they do, because in the game,
the reset, right?
They do the Galaxy reset. They do that reset thing.
I thought they were going to do that in this movie, and they don't.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to do that too. Because I was be like, how do you write that? How do you write that as the ending?
And what would that even? How would that benefit?
Is that going to establish anything? Is that going to do anything? And
because Mario says at the end of the first one, "Welcome New Galaxies," and so I thought that was the way Nintendo other characters were going to pop in. No, Fox disproved that by saying, "Oh, there's a wormhole," and then I just ended up here.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. But yeah, the fact that in the first game, after going through all the stuff, you never really know what happened to Peach's castle. So the fact that here it's like, oh, this is how they end up in Honey Hive. Yeah. They fall from after their first fight with Bowser Jr., they fall onto the planet and stuff, and
they crash land, basically.
Yeah, they crash land on there, and Peach's castle gets fucking demolished.
Basically,
destroyed. And at the end, they do again. They reference Mario Maker and stuff, but in the style of Mario World.
Rosalina
cool.
in the
Mario World song,
in the little
hard hat.
Little hard hat was very cute. I liked it.
Even also seeing, I also saw, I didn't mention when we were watching, but when they were getting dressed, when Mario and Luigi were getting dressed to go to the party and stuff, in their little closet, I saw the helmet that Mario
had.
I
didn't even see that,
I was like, oh, hey, Mario Maker.
It's just a funny gag of like, oh, they have the same outfit. Like, multiple of the same outfit.
Yeah. But I like that at the end, they do a Mario Maker thing where they rebuild Peach's castle, which I think is what it looks like in Odyssey.
In the Mario World style, that's what I thought, because it's not the same castle.
It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same one.
The original castle,
like the castle's been redesigned a few times here and there
in the games. Yes.
Yeah, in the games.
No. But I was gonna say in the movie, in the first movie, and in this one, until that happens, I think it's more based off of the Mario 64 castle.
I think it is. Yeah.
So this one, I think, might be the Odyssey.
I think it's Odyssey, because it looked, because when they showed
it did. I couldn't place it.
How it looked, I was like. The shape of it looks familiar, but I can't I didn't think about Odyssey in the moment. And I think it is supposed to be the Odyssey version,
which is cool.
Castle, which is cool.
Yeah. The most current version.
And again, it makes sense with them remaking Peach's castle in that crater.
Most current version we have and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then it just kind of ends there, where they rebuild Peach's castle and whatnot, and then they're just kind of there.
It does end kind of quickly. I will admit, it was a quick end. Even the first movie had a really nice, like, okay, they live here now, and they're gonna provide their services, and they're gonna be heroes, and so it ends on like that triumphant note. It's still triumphant that they built the castle, they rebuild the castle, but then it just kind of ends.
I do like that. Of course, they do the 64 thing where Peach gives Mario a kiss on the cheek and whatnot, and before he goes to.
Well, I liked I liked the Mario 64 reference where when he reads her letter, she's reading it, and they have it where she's like on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And the letters right there. Straight Mario 64 reference.
Yeah. Also, the fact when Peach and Toad are going to the casino area with Wart, that city area, that whole place, and on one of the buildings having the N64 N on there as like a spinning logo.
That was cool.
And then I saw another. I wonder how many logos are there, because I saw one of King Boo on there.
That's cool.
I don't know which version of Luigi's Mansion they use for that design. But I was like, oh, there's King Boo up there.
Oh, but it was a Luigi's Mansion King Boo. It wasn't
I think it was.
It wasn't like Mario series King Boo.
That's the thing. I have to see it again, but I just saw it was King Boo because I saw the crown and I was like, oh shit. But I have to see it again to see which version that is.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, let's talk about that Mario 2 scene real quick. Again, the casino scene, it's really cool. Jump Up Superstar was playing. That was sick.
That was really cool. I was like, this is
instrumental version.
Yeah, I was like, this is a really fun way of them putting that theme in because it definitely fit within the environment.
Yes.
And again, yeah.
What happened to Nintendo not promoting gambling anymore? we had those like Luigi. In the DS games, the little mini game, and now like everyone's like playing like blackjack and fucking roulette and shit, and like the slots.
Yeah.
Wart was so fucking funny. I love his role and everyone's role. All the Mario 2 bosses are here. Did you see Triclad? Because I
did not, and I thought they were going to because of the bosses they showed. It was Bowser, Birdo, and Clawglet.
Or Bowser or Mauser?
Mauser.
Okay, let's say Bowser. Yeah, Clawglet.
And yeah, I didn't see Triclide or any of the other Mario 2 stuff.
Oh, Ninja was there, of course.
The Ninja was there. But I thought there was gonna be a bit more there. Like I thought they were gonna show like the little pigeon guys and the carpets, or like there were snippets there and like stuff like that. Even the coin coffers were there too, which I thought was really funny.
Having who they had as far as representation from Mario 2 goes, like it was really cool. So I'm not expecting like the Albatosses. I'm not expecting everyone to be there.
No,
but like it was cool. I mean, there's turnips and shit and stuff. So like that was super cool.
It would have been really funny if they made like a reference to like the regional differences between Mario 2 and the original
Mama
version.
Luigi. But Wart, okay, I'm not sure if this is what was supposed to be happening here. I for some reason, all of these movies, are animated to boot, are really trying to do like these funny Godfather references. Because Zootopia has the little dude,
the little guy,
voiced by Maurice LaMarche, who is just a straight up Marlon Brando fucking reference. Wart's kind of treated like that. He talks the same way. When that whole thing was happening, and Peach was trying to get info about Rosalina from him, and they're talking before they fight, I'm like, dude, this feels like a mobster flick. What are we watching? This is awesome. to treat the Mario 2 bosses like that was super fucking cool.
Yeah. All of that because an Ukiki, the little monkey, just stole Toad's fucking backpack.
That was really funny.
Which was funny.
The minute that motherfucker was like, I need help, I'm like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, no, I was like
Walter White handcuffed to the back of the thing. Hank, no, don't trust him. Toad, no.
And it was funny because the way he actually made me think of the monkey from 64 when he steals Mario's hat and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that.
They're just known for that. That's their little scamps they are.
Yeah. I also since we're talking more about the movie, I wanted to touch a bit more of Yoshi's backstory scene. I like that DK's just part of the real world.
Yeah,
they show him briefly.
Well, because I thought it was funny that no one was even reacting to Yoshi.
Yeah,
but because they're still in Brooklyn, I'm assuming, considering that what they saw at the end of the first movie, they're just and whatever of the Mushroom Kingdom stuff that popped out might still be around. I think it was.
I think so.
So I guess they were just like, yeah, whatever. And Yoshi just walking around.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
It's Notorious B.I.G., I guess. Is that who it was?
I think so. I think that's what that was.
It was an instrumental. So actually, that was another lesson they learned. You could tell, again, because they needed a lot of Galaxy music and everything, but in the score, they didn't really do too many not pop culture, but rather like licensed music or whatever. That was an instrumental version that played while he was like running around and stuff. It was cute. I liked it.
Yeah, which also made sense for the scene because he's in essentially.
If anything, when the festival was or her birthday was going, I thought they were. It might be, but I'm not sure, and I didn't see it in the credits, but it felt like an instrumental version. I was expecting the lyrics to pop up for if you wish upon a star, like. You're a shining star. Because star, like I don't know, Mario.
I think I know what song you're talking about, and I think I know how that goes.
Is that like funky? Like you've heard it, you know.
I think I have. Yeah, I probably have to listen to it again just to remember.
Star, no matter who you
oh no, yeah, that one.
Yeah. I thought that was also that would be a super. This is only for me and for you. That would have been a fucking like not an actual reference, but if anyone knows, and I know no one here does, let me just educate you real quick. The acapella group Nonstop, they did on one of their albums, or sorry, Nonstop. Nonstop is their fucking album. Vocal Point.
Yeah, Vocal Point.
Nonstop's the album, sorry. They do an acapella Mario medley, and they end it with that song.
Yeah.
So I would have been like, oh my god. My autistic ass would have been like, oh, connections that no one else would ever fucking make. Because that's how weird I am.
No, I would have definitely made that connection too.
Yeah, but that's what I thought that song was, and I'm like, that would have made sense in the moment if the lyrics jumped in, if that's what it was, because that's what it sounded like. It was very funky and almost disco-like. But yeah, no, they were very, very restrictive with the licensed music this time around.
Which honestly I appreciate that, because I feel like if they did go in with it, like how they did with the first one, I probably would have been like,
but also
would have been a little taken out of the experience.
Not just with the usage of it, but the fact too that as it came out later, when the first movie came out, people discovered, oh, so the composer did have tracks, instrumentals written for some of those scenes. I think the one that had Take On Me and the one that had Thunderstruck, I think, had like Mario Kart motif, like instrumental track, a score, and also for DK that were supposed to be there. And for whatever reason, which I'm not sure they ever fucking revealed, they just used licensed music over those scenes. So I think they didn't want to get themselves into hot water over that again, and to just for the fact that they should be using that shit sparingly in a Mario movie.
I feel I guess just to briefly touch on it, on that. I think the only reason why they used that much.
Not crediting Grant Kirkhope for the DK thing, the DK route.
I feel the reason why they used licensed music as much as they did in the first movie was because I think they just were unsure of how the reception to that was going to be. Because again, and it shows with this one that they don't really use it that much, and I feel like because of that,
I think the literal one time.
Yeah, like I think because of just how positive the first movie was, they're like, oh, okay, so then. And they probably took in all the feedback from everything with the movie and stuff, and that's how. Yeah. I feel like that's why also they made the score for this be mostly centered around Mario Galaxy and stuff like that, having those themes, having the leitmotif of like the Galaxy theme and whatnot. Even
their own original little theme that plays in these movies. That little triumphant little jingle, that's not from any of the games. That was made specifically for these movies, and it returns here every so often when a big moment happens.
Yeah.
And that's cool because it brands, just like how if anyone ever listened to the first, I'm not sure the order these are coming out in, but the first One Piece live action podcast with me and Miharu, we mentioned that how One Piece live action has its own little theme that isn't from the anime or anything like that, and it brands the live action as its own thing that can be with everything else. And likewise here, the Mario movies have their own little tiny jingle that plays, very triumphant theme for them, and it's unique and original to these movies, but it brands it as its own thing, apart from the games. But everything about the score was sick. Again, we even got Star Fox music in this. It was really cool to hear. So that's basically the movie. And I guess very, very briefly, because again, it's just so open and it's so vague of where everything can go. But let's just talk about.
There's the two last
scenes.
So yeah,
the first one doesn't do a whole lot.
It's
just and we kind of already knew about.
It's kind of like funny, haha, but also it's kind of like, well, it kind of opens up a thing.
Also, Luma Lee is a girl, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
That's a woman.
That's a woman. But so the first end credit scene, it shows Fox and a Toad. It shows this big ass prison.
I guess Fox is the one that I guess Fox was the one that turned them in.
I guess so, yeah.
At this big weird prison.
Yeah, there's this weird ass prison on wherever the fuck they are, and that's where Bowser and Bowser Jr. are being kept.
And they're trying to escape, of course.
And and for whatever reason, Luma Lee is the guard, the warden.
Is the warden,
which is kind of funny because again, going on with their jokey whatever for.
Well, again, she was the character in the first one that was the constant illumination, funny thing. And so her having like a little tiny cameo here was really funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It worked.
They showed off ahead of time. They shouldn't have, but I mean,
Yeah. but yes, and Fox is like, oh yeah, well, I think what Rosalina fixed his ship.
I
or
think so.
Got him a new one or something like that.
Yes. He mentions like that space princess. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So he gets to return home.
Yeah, so he goes and leaves, and so
I mean, shit. Do they plan to do a Star Fox movie? Because yes. If they do, yes.
That's what I was gonna, and that's what I was gonna bring up after explaining that. Was essentially that was that I feel like that would be open to a Star Fox movie to show how he ends up in.
Because again,
Gateway and stuff like that.
They could do that. They could also, if they plan to make it something of a prequel to this one, where that happens. But I don't even think they have to. They could just do his own fucking thing, like, or even after
they could just do like a movie version
Yeah.
of like Star Fox the original,
or whatever,
or
yeah,
like 64 or something.
Because there's plenty of plot there in Star Fox.
Yeah, and like
and it could be their opportunity to finally bring in Crystal. Anyway, but
and so then there's that scene and whatnot, and then they end that bit with the funny Illumination thing of Bowser and Bowser Jr. being traumatized by fucking Lumalee's talks and whatnot. And the other thing I was thinking about too after that scene ended, I was gonna be like, is Bowser going to stay Dry Bowser, or is he going to eventually like are they gonna bust out and then Kamek like uses?
I was gonna say,
to,
whatever happened to Kamek? I don't remember what happened to him.
I don't know. He just kind of fucked off after a while.
Yeah,
I just thought about that. Yeah. I don't know where he.
Even his role was pretty minimal in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He's still prominent throughout.
He's there, in
but he has
scenes,
less.
But
he has less screen time.
Yeah, he has way less screen time than in the first one. But yeah, so that scene ends, and that's where that.
So
and
now...
then there's the second scene where it's like, where are we going with this? So that scene begins with the Ukiki in the movie, like
stealing from somebody else,
swindling someone else, and one of the little woodland guys from Galaxy 2.
Dude, the reaction from the fucking theater was so funny.
Oh yeah, it was
dude, so funny.
You
were part of that.
Yes, I was. Once again, I was popping the fuck off because it shows
a gloved hand
punching the fuck out of the Yukiki,
taking the
thing back, gives it back to the little wood person, and then it just cuts to fucking Daisy, dude.
It's Daisy,
and I was like, oh my fucking god!
Everyone, once the hand showed up, I'm like, oh god,
dude.
And you were like, oh,
yeah, and I was
I hear everyone in the back who stayed with us like, oh
yeah.
my god, is that Daisy?
Then it flipped. I kind of like grabbed onto you a little bit, where I was just like, dude, please let it be Daisy, and it showed, and I was like, fuck yeah. And she looks so cute, and I love her.
So funny.
It was so good.
So
like,
Vic's best princess made it in.
Yes.
Which, okay, fuck. Okay.
I was like, oh my fucking god.
So I feel like
I just want to briefly say, I hope you realize that if I'm on Twitter, I will be fucking reposting Daisy pics that people will send.
Well, I'm gonna also
post. I know you're doing Rosalina. Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Okay, so I feel like this was all designed. This was all a master plan. You see, this was all designed for me to eat shit. Because even recently, at the time of this recording, I did like a Resident Evil stream a little while back, and we somehow talked about like the Mario movie and everything. And I'm like, and somehow I got onto like the princesses, and I'm like, Daisy's not my favorite. I mean, I like her. I never once said I ever hated her.
But she's just not your favorite.
She's not my favorite. She's very energetic. She's very loud. And don't get me wrong. I don't mind energetic characters. I like Starfire. She's very energetic. You know, there's plenty of types or things with female characters that I like. Daisy just never. It's not for lack of trying or anything. I guess I just was never attached to Daisy.
For me, and
Peach every so often has come and gone for me. In Strikers, she was like, "Holy, what the fuck is going on here with Peach and Daisy?" And then like in Showtime, Peach, was really cool. Daisy hasn't had that moment. I mean, maybe she will in the third movie. She hasn't had that moment for me yet where I'm like, okay, you know what? Daisy's pretty sick. Like, I haven't had that yet. I have not had that yet.
Like, she's more so like that in the spin-offs, which is like in Mario Party or something, where like Mario Party 3 when she
Like, it was cool that she was playable in Wonder. You popped off when you saw that.
Yes. Any chance that Daisy is playable in something, I will pop the fuck off because I love Daisy.
Our friend This Lady is Dan. He is super also into Daisy, so he was probably, if he's already seen it, he's popped the fuck off.
Oh, yes.
Fuck off, you already know. But that leads into, okay, so why Daisy? Now, I mean that in the sense that, of course, people are also probably wondering, okay, so we have Peach and we have Rosalinda, so what the fuck? Where's Daisy? So this is for that, all three princesses in one movie.
And I do remember seeing people draw concept arts for
what she would look like.
What she would look like. In
sometimes
the
using like a Peach render and just manipulating it or something.
Which is funny because for
when she showed up,
like,
she looks like Daisy in the games.
Yes.
So,
which I really love, and so she doesn't say anything. They just show her at Gateway, and after
so where can this go now?
And so after that, I was like, are they gonna fucking do Mario Land? Because Mario Land is also kind of a beloved game as well.
But it's like, also a fuck ass weird one.
It's weird. It's where Daisy first appeared in the series. Yes. That's where she got her start.
Also, a lot of those characters and themes have never been colorized besides the promo shit for that game.
Yes.
Like, we've never seen the weird little fucker punching enemies outside of that. We never saw, like, the big old spiders or, like...
Yeah, anything from that game we've never seen
drew again. Certain characters like that. I remember a long time ago I was imagining what it would be like for them to remake Super Mario Land, but as a 3D Mario game. That shit would be so... because of how weird it is. Again, Odyssey kind of feels like that answer, because Odyssey revisits some of those concepts. And for those who knew Mario Land from back in the day, those who are like 80s gamers and stuff, they've taken a look at Odyssey when that first came out and said, this is like Mario Land. Even like the little Maui guys and stuff like that, like or Moai, sorry. They're very, very reminiscent of enemies and characters that were in Land. And again, bringing in Tatonga, like, that could be sick.
And I was gonna say, like, and because that's the one thing about like
seeing Sarasaland like come to life in 3D.
Yeah, they like it's never been delved as to like what Sarasaland is, or even like where it is in the Mario world. Where
they've never referenced it again after.
Yeah, they've never done anything with that concept, especially with the
Daisy barely has a backstory.
Yeah, like the only thing is that Daisy's the princess of that land. So, but they never delve much into that.
Besides
and it's like,
that, yeah.
And like
this could be the chance.
I would like I would if the next movie is a Mario Land kind of a Mario Land
or at the very least heavily takes from Land.
Yeah, and it's like I hope that they explain and delve more into Sarasaland and like
and just specifically
have it be part of the world and stuff
and specifically because Daisy's there.
Yeah,
like,
and actually
now that we have her here.
Yeah, and again, and like I say, give Daisy more depth to her character. Depth. Because she's just kind of there.
She is just kind of there. I mean, and to have all again,
she's friends with Peach.
Well, yeah,
and whatnot,
and with Rosalinda, having all three of them interact and fucking just get to do cool shit is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and I like the fact that when Luigi is teasing Mario about him being with Peach, he briefly mentions that it's like, oh, I hope Peach introduces me to a friend of hers, and I thought that was going to be the only Daisy reference.
I was like,
I wasn't expecting her to show up at the end, and so when they did, that's why I popped the fuck out, because I was like, oh fuck, she's here. I didn't think we were gonna do this. But yeah, and then so I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, and then that's where that scene ends, and then the credits. So after that, and now that we're here with the aftermath, I honestly don't know where this could go.
Yeah, where do we go from here?
Like, if they do a Mario Land themed movie,
it might
what else are they going to pull from to make it all flow together, like how they did with this?
Yeah, these two movies have proven that they'll take a central,
or hell, is it even going to be Mario Land themed?
I don't know if it will. The thing is, okay, in my personal, for me, we're in pure speculation territory now.
Yes.
I think they can whatever they're going to do, it's probably going to follow within the footsteps of these two movies, where it's going to be, okay, we're going to pick a central theme for the plot, but then with where the characters go and what they do and who they interact with, it's going to be references to a bunch of other games. Now, mind you, in these two, combined with these two movies, they have hit on so fucking many games. Mario 1, 2, and 3, World, Yoshi's Island, a little bit. There's even in the music just a small little tinge of Yoshi's Story. We have New Super Mario Brothers, World, Wonder. I'm getting ahead of myself. 3D Land and World, I believe, in like some of the power-ups and stuff. New Soup, Odyssey, obviously. Bowser's Fury. There are so many. Mario Maker. Mario Maker. Yeah. Did I miss any? That's a bunch of. That's basically the series right there. If we're not going into spin-offs like Mario RPG or Paper Mario, Mario Kart. Yes. Donkey Kong, obviously, where everyone got their start and whatever.
Yeah, but I want to say too, in that scene when Yoshi's going through New Donk, and you see DK just
was that New Donk
or I forget where
Brooklyn.
It is.
I think it's just Brooklyn.
I think it is. And yeah, DK's just kind of there. I was like, oh, that could be an opportunity right there to have a DK movie where
him and Pauline. Yeah, you did say that. You whispered that to me.
Yeah, and I was like, that could be interesting. Like
that would be cool.
Having something related to that or something.
I mean, considering that Diddy and Dixie and everyone is there in that world too, that could be a total mashup of doing some like older Donkey Kong stuff. Because I believe Bonanza has basically solidified that the theory that our current Mario, Pauline, and Donkey Kong are not the same as Jumpman, the Lady, and the original DK from Donkey Kong. They've all but basically confirmed that because Pauline keeps talking about her grandma, and Cranky is old enough to be. I'm pretty sure he is DK's grandfather too, something like that.
Because he always takes jabs at Mario without or Jumpman without saying the name.
That's not Mario. Yeah.
Yeah.
If not for the sake of haha to reference, probably because he doesn't know Mario, or our Mario.
Yeah.
It would be Jumpman.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they could even do some Mario vs. DK stupid silly shit with like the toys or whatever. I mean, that could go a bunch of different ways. DKC, of course, is what people are going to really want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that would be sick. But apart from that, I mean, okay, do we go grander scale now? Do we really?
I'll start it off by saying that like if they're gonna do this third movie, whatever it's gonna be based on, and if they are bringing in Daisy into the fold, however that's gonna happen, since now they're introducing this whole thing about something going on during like in space and whatnot, I hope that will in some capacity give them leeway to bring in Tatanga because he's just an alien or whatever.
I mean,
like,
true.
For a reason, he's just an alien that showed up and then Mario kicked his ass. But again, give him more depth to his character and give him a reason as to why he was after Daisy at all in Mario Land. And
if that's how they do all that,
and yeah, that's if they go in that direction. Which
if again, Land is like the central plot point for the next one.
Yeah, if that's what they're going to call it or whatever the case is.
I'm wondering how long it's going to start taking to gear up to do what I'm just calling the NCU.
Yeah, the other Nintendo properties.
The Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Because with Fox being in this movie and him having a more prominent role than I thought he was
going to have. Than anyone thought he would.
And then again, having those brief cameos of some other characters and whatnot, like Pikmin, Mr. Game & Watch, and all them.
Rob, yeah.
And Rob, yeah.
Even the little quick thing, they did this too when Mario fought DK in the first one, but for a super quick moment, and I called it out to you when it happened, in the climax when they're all fighting, Mario does do his little, like, idle, like,
yes,
I'm going to get ready to fight you animation from Smash Brothers. When he just kind of, like, bounces on his toes. Like, he's just kind of like,
Well, even then, some of the moves that Mario did in that first movie were reminiscent of Smash.
Were straight up, yeah.
It was,
no, for sure.
Straight up some of the same poses and whatnot.
I was going to ask you, too, when Luigi knees Bowser Jr. in the fucking face.
Oh, that was straight up Captain Falcon.
Is that what that...
It looked
Is that what it was meant to kind of like sort of? I thought I was like Luigi doesn't have a move like that in Smash.
He does not. That's Captain Falcon. That's Captain Falcon's thing. That's his Falcon knee.
Falcon knee.
one of the most powerful fucking moves in the game. But yeah, that was when I saw that, especially in the teaser.
Oh yeah, wasn't that Wombo combo?
Huh?
The knee, wasn't that part of Wombo combo?
I
think it is.
I think so. I don't
anyway,
remember.
Sorry.
But no, yeah, when I saw that, I immediately was like, oh, that's Captain Falcon. He's doing the Falcon knee. It's Luigi knee. I thought it was really funny that after he did that, he fucking like rubs his knee.
Like, oh.
After he was like, oh, fuck.
That's what he said in the movie. He said, oh, fuck.
Yeah. He said that in front of children.
He does say Hellhound if you listen to him closely when they're dealing with the dog in the first one. Luigi does say Hellhound.
Oh, really? I didn't notice. I do like for a brief moment that they kept Luigi as kind of a scaredy cat, and like when they're going to find Yoshi.
He still has his little
He still has his little tendencies and
his little moments.
I thought it was funny when after he turned back into regular Luigi after being a baby, and he was still crying after a little bit. I thought that was funny. And he stashed away the fucking binky in his overalls. That was really funny.
They're really, really leaning into Luigi being like hi, I'm like, kind of quirky, maybe somewhat flamboyant. Hi, I'm Luigi. That was really funny.
I feel like
it's making Luigi his own, and again, with him being able to play off Mario a lot more in this one, you wanted to see the Super Mario Brothers in this Super Mario Brothers movie. So like here they are. Mm-hmm. They still split up and stuff every so often, but like they get a lot more time together.
Yeah.
And they feel that, God, I love that they make them feel so brotherly. Mm-hmm. The fact that they tease each other and they will still save one another and help out one another and everything. Mm-hmm. And like, it's just so, I love it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're two brothers talking, so, I can relate.
Who can relate? Yeah, I was thinking too. I was like, if they bring in Wario and Waluigi into the movies,
that's what I was thinking they were going to do.
I really hope that they keep Waluigi being flamboyant as fuck, and still giving him like the rose and whatnot. Because after.
They've been giving him some stank.
After, like, Mario Party 8 or something?
Nah, dude, after fucking Strikers Charge.
Like, I'd say 8 Strikers Charge. Like, I put them both in the same category. Because in 8, that's when he has the rose. And in Strikers, that's when he has, like, the thorns and stuff. And that's where he's his most flamboyant, I would say. But, no, like, after that, like, they've been making Waluigi be more
kind of like that,
flamboyant. They give him flair, even though he's still he's supposed to be like a piece of shit and whatnot. But like, he has this flair to him where it's just like, like he tries to be suave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I hope that if they ever translate him into movie form, I hope they keep that.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they don't go too into it, but I hope they keep that.
I don't think they will go too into it. Just a little, just enough.
Again,
the characterizations have been so good already that I don't think they would...
I feel like I feel like Wario Waluigi with their dynamic with them being doofuses. Yeah. Like if you think about how they act in fucking Mario Tennis and Mario Power Tennis and whatnot.
Those older ones where the opening cutscene would have them just do shit.
Yeah, where they're just fucking being
fuck with Bowser.
Yeah.
In tennis and everything. Or I think golf. That's the one where they like fuck with like the posters and everything and try to like overtake them and everything. Huh?
The posters is in tennis.
That was also tennis. Okay.
Yeah.
The tennis was just really funny.
But they do try and fuck around with the other characters in golf in the show.
Speaking of tennis, actually, glad you brought that up. Bowser and Mario team up very briefly, and Bowser kind of has like a don't fucking mention it kind of attitude. If you remember that.
Yeah.
He like saves Mario from like a stray bullet bill or some shit like that, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
So again, just little things, being able to have them actually team up.
I had also like that when Mario was on fire and I think it was in that like a teaser or something, and they're together on the team, and Bowser's just like, oh fuck, he's like just watching Mario run around as he's on fire, but he's not like laughing at him, he's just kind of like, oh shit. I thought that was people pointed that out, and I thought that was really funny. I was like, oh.
But I do think, I was wanting to see some weird shit like Ganon, or like in the post credits, or like especially that prison scene. Like
I was just expecting them to do like
something.
I was expecting them to do something more like an MCU thing where like you just see like a random character, whoever they would choose, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna focus on focus on this or something, or like have it be like we're gonna set set this up like
on
eventually or
on a
something.
much smaller scale. I mean, that is what they're doing. You know, they teased Yoshi. They showed. I think, and people have pointed this out about the first movie. It would have been more impactful in the first one if they didn't show in that little montage of Mario and Peach, you know, running around, Yoshi in that montage,
Oh yeah,
and saved him for the post credits. So like solely. Then it would have been more effective of like, oh shit, Yoshi's gonna be the next one, and then yeah, he not to say he's a big focus, but he is, you know, he helps them out, and he's, you know, just another part of the team in this one. Now they're setting up Daisy, so whether they really lean into land again, like we're saying, or what else they plan to do, because while the galaxy stuff and everything else is crucial, obviously, to this movie, Fox being there and everything never really felt like he overstayed his welcome. It was a surprise again that we even. It was a surprise that he was even.
That he stayed as long as he did
yes.
in the movie.
But that being said, okay, so what's the play here? I mean, you even gave us his backstory as to like the fact that he has his crew, and then he, you know, got sucked up into, you know, being over here. So with this again, the galaxy, and how again it all comes back to Peach saying there's worlds and galaxies out there that like Gateway's the hub. And having, again, I swear I saw Samus's ship, and I think there was an F-Zero thing there, and we saw the Pikmin arrive. So they're, and again, like I said too, by the time we got home, I had said this as well, that it very, very much helps that Illumination's already said they would love to have this all kind of come up into doing a Smash Brothers movie. They already said they have the interest. So it very much feels with this movie like that's what we're setting up for. Very, very subtly, in the sense that, like, I mean, it's not so subtle that, you know, Fox is here being all crazy and he's like an actual part of the movie. But like, it's going to be a slow burn on some, you know, those phase 1 MCU shit where like it was a couple movies and then bam, Avengers 1. It's going to be that.
Yeah, because I also feel like they're also using this. They're trying to use this opportunity to gauge the interest of the more like I guess common audience, the people who aren't
the general audience,
the general audience, where it's like the people who don't play games but they're there for like the movies and stuff like that.
Do you think
Or
this
maybe
guy's
they have,
cool?
like,
We can make a movie about him.
Yeah, it's like if they have at least some kind of passing interest of being like, oh, so there's this character, and then here's his story and whatnot, and then it's like, oh, okay, they're really into it, then let's just do it, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing, because for us as having followed all of this stuff and knowing all
fucking
these
nerds,
things, us being nerds,
we're already on board.
Yeah, it's very easy for us to say like, yeah, they can do this, and do that, but for them, it's like it's taking like us nerds into account, while also taking into account the general audience of
the thing too,
who either don't know anything or have like, had like some passing like, oh, I probably recognize that.
That's what baffles me so hard about Nintendo's decision to make this upcoming Zelda movie a live action one. When like, again, it harkens back. I mentioned this in either it was probably one of the other Mario, like first Mario movie podcasts. How was it? Magi Studios? It was the guys that did the 2007 CGI TMNT movie. They pitched to Nintendo a CGI Zelda movie, and they immediately shut it down because at that time Nintendo was not so keen on teaming up with people for any of their properties, considering how the '93 Mario movie went.
After that Mario movie, they completely shut down.
They were super
any sort of things about cinematic adaptation.
Well, not even just that. It was that combined with like all of the CDI shit that they went through with both Mario and Zelda. That like after all of that collectively from the '90s went down, from the 2000s onward, they stuck with their own franchises and their IPs close to their chest. They did not collab with damn near anyone. Square Enix, maybe sometimes Konami for publishing rights for some other shit, but like not many other, unless they were directly affiliated with Nintendo or something or whatever. But with what it seems like we're building up to here, I mean, that's what I'm saying too. Like, I'm surprised that Star Fox got the biggest billing in this Mario movie as this constant that's like not more than just a cameo, and not Zelda. Zelda being like their second fucking biggest series that they have, you know. It goes Mario, Zelda, everything else. Basically.
I'd say like
everything else varies after that.
I'd say Mario, Zelda, And like Pokemon or something.
The Pokemon's definitely, Kirby. Smash will definitely be up there somewhere because it's the collaboration of everything, and then everything else just kind of is like a fight for like, okay, what do you like? What's popular to you? But as it goes, almost unanimously, it's like Mario, Zelda, and then like everything else. So for no CGI Link or Zelda to show up in this, and it's it's Star Fox. I mean, because it's Galaxy and it's space, makes sense. So obviously that's why they did it. But to bring in Link and Zelda, or to bring in Samus, a Metroid movie would be really fucking sick, because talk about like having the lore and the story and the backing behind the gameplay.
And if they
it's so lore filled.
I feel like they would, if they made a Metroid movie, it would definitely probably be based on like Prime or something, because Prime Prime is where I feel it's most story heavy. It's kind of like how we were talking about doing a Zelda movie, and they were more likely to do Ocarina. And whatnot.
On the ride home, we were talking about that, and I said, if they did make a CGI Zelda, to have those versions connect to this Mario stuff and everything else, to prep for like a Smash thing, they would take Ocarina. That's the $1 million idea. You cannot take anything else as, again, the focus, the central core of like what the movie will be about. And especially because Zelda's different from Mario, obviously, and that like the characters are different every time, every other game essentially. Because it's the most popular. I mean, Ember Lab showed us that like Majora, or again, like Ocarina, like, in that version of their world, that makes the most sense to do something cinematic around. And it's some of the most iconic looks for those characters, for the most part. So I'm thinking, like, okay, if we're heading towards a Smash movie, and this is going to actually happen, and it's going to be real, two big things. First thing is they would have to, I think, focus on either making movies, or in some of these Mario movies or whatever other Nintendo-affiliated CGI movies, they would have to like start bringing in these characters from the franchises within the playable roster of Smash 1 and 64. So, it wouldn't be too hard to bring in Pikachu. It wouldn't be very hard to bring in Ness. You'd have to do something to bring him in.
An F-Zero movie would go pretty hard, I would say.
F-Zero could be pretty sick. There was an anime, so I mean, there's a couple memes that came from that, if I remember. Well, the Japanese Falcon Punch came from that. And then, what else is there? I'm trying to think. You would have Fox is already there. He's already set up. You have DK's already been set up. Samus. If that cameo was there, if I did see what I saw, then they could easily bring her in. So just the core, like 8 or 12, how many ever characters from the first one to start with. But two, you could have Peach and Bowser, obviously. If you want to go a little more melee, so N64/Melee. Which makes the most sense, because then again you can bring in Master Hand, maybe Crazy Hand too, but like more so probably Master Hand.
Because I think it's supposed to be a thing with the Smash series that Master Hand's the one that kind of oversees everything. Like it is kind of like the organizer, I guess you would say. As
far as the first Smash goes, I mean they really try to make that clear.
And so it would make sense to have Master Hand be the villain of like a Smash 1 movie.
I was going to say, because that was the second big point. So the first big point would be to bring in everybody, start establishing movies and just cameos and things, appearances from those characters, specifically from around those rosters. And then, because it'd be too much to do the entire Melee cast, like the Ice Climbers and Fire Emblem and fucking all this other stuff. Like, it might be a little too much, but the core roster, at least at first, for like a few of the stray Melee ones, like Peach and Bowser, but the core cast, playable cast from the N64 Smash would be like the easiest way to do it all. And then have Master Hand, Crazy Hand, whatever. Because if it was up to us, Tabu, just do Subspace.
Because we were talking about this on the ride back.
But that might be a little bit more that might be a little too complex to start with.
Yeah, and I feel like that would also be a bit too grand, because Subspace is very much like. Subspace by itself is already cinematic enough, I'll say that much. But to have that be the first like movie for like a Smash movie is like, I feel that's a bit too bombastic to do. Like if you're gonna introduce these characters, if you're introducing these characters
inch into it,
if you're gonna introduce these characters to us and you're introducing them to the general audience. I feel like the better play is to do like how you're saying, go with 64, have the original cast of Smash 1 and have them, and then that's when you can introduce Master Hand and whatnot.
I mean, you can also do like a very soft, like somewhat of a brawl kind of acknowledgement by having like Bowser and Ganon team up. Because they were like the bigger heavy hitters of like all the villains that they were going after in Subspace. But you could start introducing the tier list, because you would have, of all these villains, you would have Bowser, who meets up with Ganon, who then are serving under Master Hand, and you can start slowly building it up as we go. If this is, again, going to be like the plan, if we're doing the NCU, I think this is the way you would have to go about it. Very slow, very, very... Don't, like, DCEU it. Don't do that shit. Don't, like... Because people might already argue that's what they're kind of doing here with like the first Mario movie being like, okay, the establishment. Second Mario movie, cameos from a bunch of people. Like Man of Steel did that, and people didn't like it. Like by the time we got to Batman v Superman, we had Batman, we had Wonder Woman, Flash. I think Cyborg, was there. They tried to establish way too much, way too fast, and it didn't work. Or at least as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, it felt super rushed. So by the time they did Justice League, it's like, okay, well, there's only a few movies under the belt of like the establishment phase to get here, because you're trying to compete with Marvel, who had like 5 or so movies ish before fucking or 4 or so before Avengers. So there was plenty of time to start bringing all these characters in, and then the big team up happens. Same thing here. If that's what we're doing. Because again, like I said, Illumination kind of wants to do that. They've already expressed interest for a Smash movie. Yeah, then like you can kind of like do those slow burns.
Yeah, and I think the way that these Mario movies are going, I feel like that will eventually become a reality, because I could see them doing a Smash movie now. Like after this, I can see them doing a Smash movie.
Just with again, I sound like a broken record. It all comes back to how Peach said in the first one with the worlds and the galaxies. I'm like, okay, so then that means we're gonna be doing a bunch of Nintendo stuff after this, and we kind of are.
Yeah, I think now it's kind of
Fox and all the other little things we saw are kind of the start of it. Rob and Mr. Game & Watch, like it's the start. And to see if Illumination are the ones, or if Nintendo are going to kind of like go around some more and see if other animation, crews are going to want to do other movies. Unless Illumination kind of just becomes the Nintendo movie maker, which I would love, because they've already been they've been doing a great job.
Oh yeah, they've been doing a great job with doing these movies, especially with how this one is. I definitely do have more faith in them. So,
and every time the freaking like CEO or whoever shows up in these little Nintendo Directs to debut those trailers, like even though he seems very like, hi, I'm the dude from the place, it still very much feels like they genuinely have this really good collaboration happening. So like finally Nintendo's found somebody where they have great communication. And again, I think it helps that Miyamoto's just like, I'm overseeing everything. Like so, but it helps. I mean,
yeah, it definitely helps. Like there've been a lot of projects, not even just movies, with like games and stuff like that, where like the original creator of something will oversee something, and it's like you get that confirmation where it's like, yeah, they're gonna keep this thing and whatnot. They're overseeing. They're gonna approve all this stuff of whatever it is, and it's like, if it still keeps intact within the identity of whatever it is, right?
Oh yeah, how did we go this entire time without mentioning Kirby? How would they do Kirby in a movie? And not his own movie, but like if he made a cameo in like a Mario movie or something.
Fucking, I don't even know.
You can't really make him talk. I wouldn't want to hear him speak full sentences, I don't think. If he was like Yoshi and he just did his little poyos every so often or whatever, that could probably work.
I feel like they had to do like a right back at you thing where they have to have other characters speak either for him or
I said like, not in a Kirby movie, but if he shows up in like another movie,
kind of like do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or if Kirby had like a...
Well, because look at how they handled Yoshi. Yeah. Yoshi didn't talk, thank God. He just did his Star City and that was it. Yeah. So like they could do that with Kirby, just going Poyo.
Yeah.
I mean, he can speak a little bit here and there, but when he does his copy abilities,
Yeah.
But point being, he doesn't talk. I mean, same thing with Link. Link doesn't talk. Are they gonna? I mean, how are they gonna do it in the fucking live action movie? Let alone in a fucking Illumination CGI movie.
Yeah, and I was gonna say if everything does culminate to a Smash movie, how are they gonna bring in all the characters? And like, are they gonna are they gonna be in their original styles? Are they gonna be all cartoony? Is it gonna be?
I think it's gonna be so. However, again, with the movie-ified version of Mario's design, you can clearly tell that design's different from the games. They'll probably, but look again, like at Daisy and Rosalina and Peach, like they all look very close. I mean, there's differences still, obviously, but they still are. You obviously recognize them. This movie Daisy definitely is more recognizable than the Daisy from the '93 movie. So,
yep,
big step up.
Everything's more recognizable in this than that movie, but still.
But of all the things they have ever referenced across these two movies, I'm surprised they have not referenced the '93 movie.
They probably wanted to stay that way because
I don't know, dude. I would pop off. I love that movie. It's stupid, but it's a fucking guilty pleasure. Yeah. I love that shit. It's so silly and dumb.
If they did, I feel like literally the only way they would ever acknowledge it is like the outfits from them. From that, like when Mario and Luigi are in like the red, like those outfits.
Luigi has a little backwards hat.
Yeah, like I feel like that's the only way they will ever acknowledge that movie. Otherwise, they're just gonna pretend like it doesn't exist.
Oh man, come on, Nintendo, lean hardcore into that shit. You gotta do it.
Like they went out of their way to fucking reference the Super Show. By using the theme and whatnot, so it's like using like Hooked on the Brothers. So it's like, you know, like they could totally fucking reference the live action movie. It's just
even if it wasn't through like a visual thing, even if Mario and Luigi got a call for a plumbing job and he goes Mario Brothers plumbing, no leak too small.
Or even just
even from the Super Show, you clog them, we clear them.
Yeah, like, something like that.
Do you see how much of a stupid idiot I am that I remember this shit?
I was gonna say, I haven't seen those in so long. I even forgot that those were actual lines from that.
Those were their little
quips.
Their little taglines for their business. Scapelli. Reference Scapelli. Ba-bomb. Ba-bomb. Monkey. Do it all. Bring it all in. Oh. Big Bertha, a giant lady that he plunges his face into her cleavage.
Oh my god, dude.
So this movie was good.
Yeah, suffice to say, we love this movie. It's so fucking good. Definitely watch the first movie so that way you at least have the context to watch this one.
Yes.
And I do feel like even then, this movie by itself is still enjoyable. It's still really fun.
Oh yeah. You don't necessarily. Don't even really necessarily have to watch the first one to get everything in this one. There's still.
Yeah.
If you don't know Peach's backstory of like, oh, I was sent here to the Mushroom Kingdom, but I don't know why. Mm-hmm. She still says again in this movie.
It a little bit, yeah.
She still says, in that birthday scene, like, I don't know who my family is, and then you see her and Rosalina. So like, it still works. You don't have to, but. The extra context of that's her question, and that started in the first movie. Here's the payoff,
Yeah. And even then too, and this also once again does the Mario movie, the first Mario movie thing where you don't have to get all the references in the background and all the characters. No. It's still a Mario movie.
It's still a movie you can watch and go, okay, cool action, got some depth with the characters. So we're establishing connections, relationships.
You have your beginning, your middle, the climax, the end, and everything else after.
And you can still follow it.
Yeah, you can still follow it very.
Because if you just get attached to them as cartoon characters, it still works. But if you know them as the characters from the games, it works even more, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, and then when you go back to rewatch them, then you appreciate it a lot more because you're like, oh, I know that now, Yeah. Like, this movie definitely does that as well, where it's like...
If you're a parent and your kids show you what games these references are from, you go, okay. Yeah, and you get some extra context.
Yeah, so that's where it's like, this sequel, for it being a sequel movie, definitely... And now it's doing that thing, right? Where the first movie is really good, and then the sequel is, like, better. Fucking peak cinema.
So I super duper hope the third does not tank.
Yeah. I really hope that whatever they're going to do for the next movie... Whatever they're gonna call it, whatever they're gonna base it on, I hope it doesn't tank. Like, I hope it doesn't fucking
And I don't think
suck.
I don't think
it will. Because
Again,
after
Nintendo.
this, yeah, because after this, I have a lot more faith in Illumination to do like Mario movie.
more stuff with Mario. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot more faith in them now. But I do hope that they don't fall back on anything at all. Like I hope, I don't think they're going to.
They've
but
been doing,
that's
well, again with this one, how they improved over the first one. Again with the music and with everything else and the characters and what have you. I think they've got a lock on it now, and I think Nintendo also has a lock on it with what to oversee and what to, again with Rosalina and Peach's whole thing, what to like,
what to approve, what to
what to let them like kind of bring in as far as characters and story, because we know that's not a focus for them. We know this. So, yeah, I just want to see more, man. And I'm going to watch this movie again. This movie is fucking good. And
yeah, it was really good.
Appreciate what little precious Rosalina screen time we have. I can't wait for all the fucking art and the screenshots.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all the things now.
Everyone's reaction to Daisy. I think that's it. Till next time. And let's go. I don't know, man.
Mario Galaxy.
Fucking sick. Awesome.